Where is he running to? That is the question. Hello. Oh, there's a string on my thing. Let's get rid of that. Hi. Oh, hello, autofocus. There we go. Is it gonna pick me up? Worked perfectly fine before stream. There we go. Hello. Just give me 1 second. Alright. Hello. Before we start anything, I'm gonna ask you, can you hear me alright? Is the mic volume okay? Or does it sound scuffed? A very important question that I do have to ask. Because we have a new mic. I've never really watched many of the Simpsons episodes, but I get the vibe. We are now in H. That autofocus is really going ham. Audio is muffled sounding? Fantastic. That's exactly not what I don't want to hear. Hang on a second. Is this... Oh, that seems worse. That seems like it's worse. Is this any better? Let me put my monitoring on so I can tell. Okay. This is a very... It is very muffled sounding. Why does it sound like that? Didn't sound like that before. Cool. Sounded perfectly fine before the stream. Okay. I got the YouTuber mic? Yeah, I did. Oh no. It's very different to use. Hang on. Ooh, fun. Settings adjustment. We love to have it. Oh, you can hear my mouth sounds as well. Gross. There's gonna be a lot of experimenting while I try and figure out how this mic works. Condenser mic struggles? Yeah. It's probably a better position I can put it in, but... Okay, I'm gonna press a button now and it might fuck everything up. So hold on. Oh. Yeah, we don't want to do that one. Okay. Move that. Nope. Move that one. I'm a professional, okay? I'm sorry if I'm talking funny. It's because I have the monitoring on, and it's hard to talk whilst hearing your own voice. Is it this that's making it muffled? Is that any better? Is this better? Is this better? Is this better? Is this better? That's the fucking same. Is this... Sorry about that. Whoops. Don't know why that did that. I'm really sorry. Oh, great. It sounded normal before stream. Now it sounds all fucked up. Oh, if I get close to the mic, it's not so bad. Hello. I just have to be here the whole time. Boost the highs on an EQ. Alright, let's do that. Let's get the EQ open. Ooh. Hello. 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 Why do I sound so American? Who knows? Okay. Those highs are boosted. And on this one... Let's pop these up a little. Does that sound any better? Oh, that's a little crispier. That's a little spicier. Is this... Oh, okay. Okay, I think I fixed it. I think I fixed it. Is that better? Is Okay, I think this is usable for today. I'm gonna have to like experiment with it a bit more. Is that better? Great. I think it's because one of the settings. Hang on, let me turn the monitoring off. I think it's because one of the settings on the one of my EQs reset, and I didn't see it until just now. Cool, but it is a better mic, so you know, we'll see how it goes. That autofocus I'm also gonna have to figure out how to turn off because I'm not a fan of that. But the camera's crispier too. It's really wanting to autofocus. Goodness gravy. Might as well just not upgrade it, really. But you know what? We're gonna work with it. We're gonna figure out the best settings for all this, and it'll just look better overall eventually. But you'll have to give me a minute to like figure out all the stuff. Noise suppression can make it work, yeah. Yeah, there is a lot of noise suppression on it. Because otherwise you can hear just fucking everything. Like, you know, I'm on the 3rd story, you can hear the people, like if I turn off all the noise suppression, you can hear the people like on the street outside. With the windows closed and the fact that I'm on the 3rd story. It's ridiculous. But I did my best. I only set it up today because I only got it today. So I will again play with it tonight and see if I can get better settings. The struggle is real. It's true. It really is. But anyway, enough talk about technical stuff. Hello, everyone. So, we're back. It's Thursday. Things have changed. We have new equipment. It's not perfect yet, but it'll be perfect eventually. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it won't be. But it's different, and different is sometimes better. But we're back. We're gonna play some games. Oh, I will have to fix that autofocus. I'm sorry, it's gonna bother me the whole time, but it'll have to be for today. The white balance is finally correct. Yeah, it is. The exposures, like the windows aren't fucking everything up anymore. That's great. I also have a new ring light as well, which should help balance the lighting a bit. So yeah, today we're gonna be playing Alicemare. I always set up my thumbnail thing. Hang on, let's go to this. I always set up this little thumbnail. I never use it. I don't know why I bother. I just usually switch straight to face cam. But we're playing Alicemare today. We're still in, obviously, RPG Maker Month. Hello? There we go. I will fix that. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's like this. Hang on, let me open the fucking program. Let's see. Oh, I can't even fix it. Can't even fix it while I'm live. Oh, that's so oh, sorry. That's so annoying. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. We'll deal with it for today and I'll fix it later. We're gonna be playing Alicemare. Now, this is a game I've had on my radar for a long time, but again, much like To the Moon, heard a lot about it, never played it. Don't know much about it, to be honest. You wearing a padlock on a chain? Where's a necklace, isn't it? I've worn this before. But yeah, it's a padlock. Yeah, this game is a game I've had on my radar. Let me put you over there for like such a long time. Never played it, don't know much about it. But the art style is really cool. I know it has some content warnings, so go check those out yourself if you're concerned. I posted them in the Discord and stuff, and on Twitter. I don't think it's too bad, too severe in any aspect. I don't know, I've never played it, but from what I've heard, it's not too severe. But just, you know, just in case, I would go check if you feel the need to do so. But I mostly just think the art style is really cool. I don't know if it's a super long game. That said, I didn't think To the Moon was going to be super long, and then we had a 6-hour stream. So, but this game is allegedly like 2 hours-ish long, so I don't know. We'll see. Should we get into it? I also set it up ahead of time as well, so we shouldn't have any of the setup issues from that we had during the To the Moon stream. Let me close this. and switch here. Are we gonna pick it up? Yeah, there we go. Once again, obviously, this is I don't know how old this game is, but it's been around a while. So again, it's RPG Maker and stuff. I think it's actually made using Wolf RPG. Oh, let me know if the audio bounces okay, by the way. I think it was made using Wolf RPG. But it's still in the vein of RPG Maker games, so we can still play it, obviously, during RPG Maker month. It's actually quite loud for me. I'm sorry, if I click off it, the sound stops, so let me turn it down just a little bit for me, because it is just a little bit loud on my end. Hang on. Okay, there we go. That's a bit better. Released in like 2013? Yeah, I remember it being sort of around that time period. But I can't remember exactly when. I remember starting seeing it around that sort of time period anyway. Also, hi, how you doing? I look love, I know who you are. How you doing? Yeah, this is a game that I've like seen many mentions of, but no actual like detail about. So I'm quite interested to like discover a bit more about what this game is. All I know about the premise is that it's somehow related to fairy tales, which should probably be quite obvious considering even just the title. But doing good? Hell yeah, great to hear. Love RPG Maker games. So do I. That's why I'm so excited. We're gonna be doing RPG Maker games all this month, and there's just so many I'm so excited to like get back into, even ones I've played before. Like I've always been a big fan of RPG Maker games. I don't know why. Just I think I like pixel art a lot, and also like I don't know. There's just something about the aesthetic of a game that like maybe like 3 people at most work together on. I don't know. Because I used to use RPG Maker myself. I don't know. They're always more interesting to me than like AAA type games. Maybe because I grew up with them. Maybe it's the nostalgia factor. I don't know. But I'm excited. So shall we get in? There's the big overlap of people who like both Vocaloid and RPG Maker. Yeah, I've noticed that as well. I wonder why that is. Maybe it's just like they're both sort of like homemade things, right? The indie creator aspect, yeah, exactly. Like, they're both things that like, yes, professional companies will use them sometimes, but usually what you're getting out of that as a product is something that like has been made by either a very small team or like one person. Maybe that's why. Trying to think which I heard it first. I'll leave the only person that's never heard of RPG Maker. I don't know. I feel like you've missed a lot if you've missed that. But then again, I guess it's still technically a niche. Let's go have a look. Let's get into this game. But yeah, I think actually this is Wolf RPG Maker, not regular RPG Maker, which is a different thing. The ant told me that the frog is bad. The frog told me that the cat is bad. The cat told me, no, the rabbit is the worst of them all. So I... Oh, I love this pixel art style. I've seen the art from this game many times, and I just love the art style of it so much. Yeah, it's Wolf. I thought it was Wolf, yeah. Yeah, I sort of think of them all as the same sort of thing in my head anyway, even though they're different systems, because they have the same sort of output and way of being done, you know? Yeah, I think Wolf is actually more popular in Japan. That's kind of all I know about the difference, really. So that's roughly how life will be for you here. If you don't understand, there's a note in your room that explains it all again. No one will ask anything of you here. There are a few things to keep to, but it should be a peaceful life. In addition, here, receive the notebook. Your own personal notebook. Use it however you like, for sad or for happy times. Just write down any feeling you have and give it to me, would you? But one of the children just likes to draw in it. That's fine by me too. Now there's still time before dinner. You should greet the other children. Leave and go straight left, and you'll find your rooms. They're all good children. It may not be immediate per se, but you'll get along, I'm sure. Myself? Just call me teacher. I look forward to having you here, Alan. Alan. That is us, I think. Wolf is 3? Ah, yeah. I think I remember hearing that, yeah. I was always just a RPG Maker VX kid, so I didn't realize I really explored the other options, but... Okay, that's us, Alan. Seems you haven't greeted the other jet. Come back once you're done. I don't mind if you take a look around the other rooms too. Okay. A variety of books. Okay. Teacher. Okay. So we're in some sort of school? Or... But if we're staying here, it's locked. Dining room. You know what? I'm going to assume orphanage, because that's always the sort of thing. Breathing sounds? Oh, sorry. I'll just have to, like, lean in to talk. A strange design. Looks like a map. One. It's locked. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry if there's any issues with the mic and stuff. I'll have to get used to using a different type of mic. A phone. Can I leave? Bye. Oh, I actually want to go upstairs first. Let's explore the whole place. Before we advance. Library. A candle. A sofa. That's a weird looking sofa. Lots of storybooks. A mess of all kinds of books. Okay. A butterfly specimen. Oh, I was wondering what that was. Butterflies. Room 101. Sus. Oh, yeah, I can do the funny mic thing where I go really close. Hello. That probably sounds awful. Stella. Joshua. Chelsea. Letty and Rick. Alan. Well, that's my room then. You don't really need to go. Oh, these are bathrooms? That's the girl's bathroom. Okay. It doesn't, you just sound a little louder. Okay. Variety of books. Filled with lots of your clothes. Okay. Do's and don'ts. Avoid leaving your rooms as much as possible, except during free time. Body breaks, okay. Don't take things from other rooms. If you break anything, don't break anything. If you do, don't... Oof. Don't break anything. If you do, tell teacher. Don't force your way into locked rooms. Don't hit other people. Tell teacher about anything that troubles you or that you want. At the very bottom, there's a drawing of some kind of rabbit. Okay. Who should we visit then? Well, let's go say hi to everyone in order, I guess. Stella. Oh. That's odd. That you can speak. Probably because you don't really feel like you're alive. Alan, is it? I'm Stella. Hi, Stella. Oh, you don't trust the teacher guy? Me neither. He's either a villain or... probably a villain. Achievement unlocked stellar performance, by the way, for hitting that piano. Won't open. Just going through all her stuff. Who's this? Joshua. Like when you did amateur VA stuff, Letty and Stella were the first characters I tried out for. Oh. I used to do like amateur VA stuff as a kid. I never got accepted into anything. And honestly, I understand why, because I was pretty bad. Sup? My name's Brown. Oh wait, was it Marcus? Might have been Nicole. Alan, huh? Maybe it was Helen. Oh well, nice to meet you. Hey, guy. Strange design. Variety of books. When open. Honestly, playing these like RPG Maker games is like teleported my brain back to like those 2010 like early areas of like just being on the internet. Oh, this is interesting. Wait, who is this? Chelsea? I'm Chelsea. Nice to meet you. That's an interview. Yeah, there was a lot that started, but I don't think anyone finished them ever. Okay. Oh, who's this? Letty and Rick. Wow, I've never seen you before. You're the one teacher mentioned. Call me Letty. There's also Rick, but he's not here right now. He's a very nice boy. And you're Alan. I'd be really happy if we could play. Nice to know you. Oh yeah, definitely. There's so much nostalgia. I never played this game in particular, but like, I'm very excited to play the ones that I have played through just for nostalgia. Also, early prediction, Letty and Rick, same person. Alan, okay. Well, this is my room then. Well, that's all of them. Warm, okay. Alright, what do I do now? I forgot what he told me to do. Okay, explored everywhere though. Yeah, okay. Let's go back to teacher then, I guess. Spoke to everyone. You've introduced yourself. How did it go? I see. I'm relieved you could carry some conversation with them. We're just in time for dinner. Let's go to the dining room. Now, what do you say? Thanks for the meal, teacher. Alright, return to your rooms and get ready to go to bed. You can go to each other's rooms to talk, but don't go to the second floor. Dismissed. You haven't been here long, but you seem used to things already. How are your memories doing? Oh. Memory loss. I see. Well, no, don't push yourself to remember. Just take it nice and slow. I'm sure you'll remember everything. Say, do you want anything? I'll buy you whatever I can afford. Oh, well, that I can't give you. A bulldozer? It's not something you can buy. Sorry, I'll keep it in mind. Well, I'll buy you some new books. You like to read, don't you, Alan? I'm impressed by how many words you can understand already. Teacher's not so smart. I don't really get difficult things. Oh, it's nothing. Go to second floor immediately? I absolutely will, as soon as I'm allowed. Alan, if I told you there was a world unlike our own, would you believe me? No, it's just a fairy tale. But should you be invited to such a world, I'd advise against opening that door. Alright, get back to your room. Need to lock up too. Get to bed quick. It's locked. Second floor, baby, let's go. The colors in this, the art in this game is lovely. Like, not just on the sprites, but like just in the world in general. Kinds of contact info is written here. Basic controls. Okay, I don't need the controls. I wonder if they used map packs or if this is handmade. It looks handmade. Well, I guess they're all handmade, but you know what I mean. Made for the game is what I mean. Let me in. I want to know all the secrets. Oh, you said don't go to the second floor. It's nothing even up here. Bummer. Can I just leave? No. No, not allowed. See what everyone's up to. Quite a while ago, I said you felt the least alive out of everyone. But actually, teacher seems about equally devoid of life. Perhaps it's his lack of cleanliness. His hair is so unkempt. It's even longer than mine. I told him that once, and he made a face like he'd eaten a grapefruit. Strange voices? Not interested. Probably handmade. Yeah, the way it's all very cohesive looks handmade. You talked to Rick? He's around right now. There's Letty, and then there's this other guy. He's just there all of a sudden. Really freaks you out. Pisses me off to no end, honestly. What's this guy's name again? Joshua. Wait. Should probably multi-click them. No, you have nothing else to add. Nice to meet you. No, this is the first time. We look rather similar, but I'm not Letty. My name's Rick. And you're Alan, right? She told me about you. When Letty goes to bed, I watch the room for her. Well, maybe it's not quite that. Oh well. Nice to meet you. Joshua was talking about voices coming from the second floor. But he's always lying. Best not to believe a word he says. Anyway, get to bed soon. Don't be fooled, teacher's scary when he gets mad. Same person, 100%. What it says about strange voices, Joshy boy? Hey, did you know? There's weird voices coming from the second floor at night. All like, help! No way. I don't want to check it for myself. If you're so curious, why don't you go, Alan? Oh, but don't tell teacher, he'll get mad at me. Sus. Oh. I'm gonna check it out. Well, I get around. I want to know the secrets. Help me. It's the butterfly. Of course it's the butterfly. Of course I'm helping it. Teacher says no, I will do it. Uh-oh. Well, now I'm in trouble. Who's there? Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh Scoob. Alan? I heard a loud crash. What were you doing up here? Didn't I tell you to get ready for bed and not go upstairs? The butterfly said to help. I see. Well, while that butterfly may look alive, it's long since died. Something without a soul can't speak, can it? What a mess. You hurt? You seem fine. That's good. These glass shards are dangerous. I'll clean them up, so go to your room and sleep. Never mind. Just had a little headache. No need to apologize, really. Just don't do it again. There. It's okay. Good night. Do not trust him. Do not. 0%. Not even slightly. Show me your secrets, house. Can I call my mummy? Hello? Okay, guess I have to go to bed now. Oh. Meow. Teacher, you're being awfully sus. Uh-huh. Ooh. Yo, my cupboard got some real estate space. Yipe. Jesus, what the hey? Now, if this isn't a strange little human I've never seen before. What's that? Why, yes. If you say you're dreaming, Alice, then sure, this is a dream. Because here, what Alice says and does is everything. That's not your name? Oh, no. Alice is Alice. And that's because I say so. That contradicts what I just said? Maybe you're onto something, kid. This place is chock full of weirdos, so I'm just one of them. Oh, don't say that. You don't stop in the middle of a good meal, do you? Same for dreams. Gotta savor the taste. Oh, well, I'm busier than I look. Alright, I'll smell you. Yo, cat boys. We got cat boys in the dream. One open? Well. Oh, okay. No, another visitor. That makes 6. That doesn't add up. Never mind. Good evening, Alice, and welcome. I'm the White Rabbit, the guide of this world. It's a rather big place, so call me if you need anything. Though I should note, I won't move from this spot. It's just a pain, really. And right now there's pressing matter of the keys to the world doors going missing. 4 of the 5 are no longer here, but I think I can hazard a guess as to who has them. As previously stated, I don't want to move an inch. So Alice, I'd like to ask you to recover them. How does that sound? Alright. Anything for you, bunny boy? Forgot this bunny fella. You have my thanks. Luckily, I do have one of the world keys on hand, so you can already go in one. Knowing who we're dealing with, I'm sure he scattered them all across the worlds. Once you find one, please bring it back to me. And don't be shy about asking any other questions you may have. But only once. I don't care to repeat myself again and again. That was a "this guy's a pain" face just now, wasn't it? Oh well, I hope to have your assistance. Oh, one more thing. You might find it pitch black beyond the door ahead. In that case, just keep walking. Explaining everything is becoming a pain. You better get going. Me too, bunny guy. Bunny fella's a mood. True. The writing is too messy to read. You know what? I respect the grind. The less you have to do in life, the better. I guess that's the opposite of grind. You know what? I know what I'm talking about. Oh. Yo. You doing well for yourself? I'm feeling fine. Keys? Well, no, sir. That's the truth and nothing but... Sure, I did steal them. But only because somebody else asked me to. Can't tell you who, nope. I may be a liar, but I wouldn't lie to a friend. Any other way to unlock them? No, of course not. Maybe you've told me your mum's maiden name or the name of your pet. Whoops, don't remember, huh? Besides, I'm just a guide. All I give are hints. So here's your hint. There's one to be found in each world. Yeah, why, you ask? I'm only as much of a pain as you-know-who is. The White Rabbit, I mean. Just saying his name ruffles my fur. He messed me up just as bad underneath his hair hood. Want to take a look? Maybe a tad grotesque for a little one like you. Alright, time's up. See you later. Hey, and good luck. Yo, that's strawberry jam. I like the cat guy. I like dickheads. That's my preference. One must not peer into the heart of man, for the heart is ever questioning. Up to 2 times can be forgiven, but one who cannot answer the heart's 3rd question will fall into eternal slumber. Okay. Oh, morning, Alice. Hey, I'm really bored right now. So let's play. Play. Alright. Alright, what should we do? Want to open the closet? Okay. Oh, that's me. Cute. Open. I'll do anything anyone tells me to. Oh.
Whoa! Hello.
Thanks for the host, Yumi. I appreciate it as always. A small knife. Nothing's planted in it. It's a little dusty. Dance with the Sugar Plum Fairies is playing. Strange plant. There's something within the leaves. Yoink. The leaves are too stiff to pull with your bare hands. How weak are this guy's hands? An empty cup. It's empty. A variety of books. Strange mushrooms go here. Oh, I'm eating the mushrooms. They have an ominous color. I'm eating the mushrooms. I'm no coward. Oh, I think I've died. Achievement unlocked, ill fortune. You know what? I'm sticking with it. I made my choice. Oh, do I have to go through the whole thing again? Oh no. Does this have save points? I've just sort of realized it might not. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna speed through everything. Whoops. You know what? It warned me and I still did it. I'm so smart. I'm good at games. Yes, hello. Oh, I didn't think I saw that. There is a save button, I just never used it. Okay, this time we'll save before we do any of that sort of stuff. I should think my actions through ahead of time. But, you know what, it's fine. Save right in the menu, I just did not look at it. I am so smart. Here is actually my room. Yeah, it wasn't super far. We can just skip through all this dialogue and get back to where we were. Listen, I really know what I'm doing in video games, okay? I press all the correct buttons and do all the correct choices. Okay. Let me go talk to everyone. Da, 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 da. Okay. Did I talk to Joshua again? Yeah, I did. And that was what triggered the nighttime to come. There we go. Okay, okay. Quickly getting back to where we were. It's in here. Help the butterfly. Bang. Oh no, we're in trouble. Uh-oh, teacher's here. Then we go back to our room. There's a cat. And we go into the cupboard. Back into the closet, boys. Okay. Yo, this guy. Yeah, they really do, actually. The little, balloon things. I never know what to call those balloon things, like emotion balloons. Yes, I will recover the keys. So they have, like, trees growing out of his back? Interesting. The little character designs are so cute. Strawberry jam. Balloon icons. Okay, we're gonna save here. So we didn't have to do all that again. Okay. Actually, what's in this middle door? That's locked, okay. It was the middle one, so I was like, we can check it out, but no. Okay, we'll play a game. Then go and open the closet. The closet. The cupboard. Alright, we won't eat the mushrooms. Okay, can't pull the leaves. Variety of books. It's empty. It's gloomy outside. It's gloomy outside. It's shattered. Okay. Just looking at a window breaks it. Good to know. It's locked. Okay. Well, can I do anything else with the mushrooms? No, let's not eat them again. Empty cup. Something's planted on it. Small knife. Oh, I can take this now. Okay. Cut with the knife. Turned a notebook scrap. This really looks like, you know, old Vocaloid song PVs. RPG Maker Logic, you stare at the glass too long and it breaks. Truly, truly. My house is deep in the forest. There are lots of animals and the air is really nice. It's a wonderful place. Hey, guess what fairy tale this is? My family is mother, father, and one more. He's always with me, always there for me, from good morning to good night. But it's too bad he can't play tag or anything with me. Because he's not real. Moashiba used to or slash still does illustrate Vocaloid PVs. It looks, you know, it looks exactly like which ones am I thinking of specifically? There was that Luca song, the Witch one. It looked like that, the same sort of style, or like some of the Dresser. I am Dresser. Okay. Content none, medal none. Okay. Filled with clothes. Why does this one talk? You know what? I'm not gonna question it. Tasty looking fruits. I'll have to look at what PVs they illustrated. Hot. Delicious looking mushrooms. Nothing inside. It looks really familiar, that style. Smells delicious. To my family. Do you know where my gold medal is? I had it in my pocket before bed. If you find it, put it in the very top dresser drawer on the left side. Dad. Okay, we're looking for a medal. Water doesn't come out. Wait, where did he say he had it? Might have missed it. Had it in your pocket before bed. Well, I'll have to go back and like check which ones they did. Book labeled Mother Goose. Turn the pages. The Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Hearts, she made some tarts, all on a summer's day. The Knave of Hearts, he stole the tarts and took 'em clean away. The King of Hearts called for the tarts and beat the knave full sore. The Knave of Hearts brought back the tarts and vowed he'd steal no more. A classic, truly. Alright, can I go outside? No. Okay. I think I might have to put out the fire. Okay, he has no medal. Can I do anything with any of these? There's no water in the sink, though. It's gloomy outside. What if I stab the dresser? No, that's probably not an option. It's empty. Shattered. What else can I interact with? I break this other window? No. I feel like I've touched everything. Do I have any items? Can I threaten the dresser? No, I cannot threaten the dresser. Oh, something fell behind the bed. Obtained a gold medal. Oh. Well, there you go. You have medal? Insert. Back where it was. Oh lord. Was it top on the left? Medal where belong. Thank. Give this. Obtained a notebook scrap. I think that was correct, so. My mother isn't my real mother. I heard my real mother passed away from an illness. The mother that I have now often teases that girl. So I take the brunt of it for her. I'm responsible for all the hurtful things. But when she's beaten, I can't protect her. Okay. So split personality from a trauma response. Okay, and now for some reason I don't unlock the door. RPG Maker. It's empty. A water well. Oh. Want to play the new Tetris? Absolutely I do. It's just Tetris. Fantastic. Oh, how do can I not turn the... Oh, that just went to the bottom? Okay. This is a very confusing way to control Tetris. There is no option to turn the pieces, I think. Unless oh, there we go. You have to... Spacebar. I see. Okay, this is now a Tetris stream, everybody. Hope you enjoy Tetris-based content. I was never very good at Tetris. I like the alien shooty thing though. We had to like bounce the ball off of the little flat thing and hit the blocks. I don't know why I can remember any of the words in that sentence, but you know what I mean? So how are we all doing, chat? Maybe I'll do it like that, actually. Yeah, I used to, when I used to use RPG Maker, I think I used Ruby. And I played around with the scripts and stuff a little bit, but like most of the games we think of as like the OG RPG Maker games, they would just use like the raw RPG Maker stuff. Like they didn't use any of the scripting tools and stuff. Which honestly, fair enough, because it was very confusing to me. Yeah, I can get that in there? Probably not, right? No, that's not gonna work. Maybe you can get it in there, but like slide it. No, didn't work. I don't want to play Tetris anymore. I've been trapped in this Tetris game. I guess I could just lose, but that feels like, you know. Yeah, I only ever used VX, was it? But I feel like a lot of the better ones were made in 2000 or 2003. Which is honestly kind of impressive. Because like some of those games had like features in there. I have no idea how they managed to get in without like playing with scripts and stuff. Welcome to the Tetris stream. This is only Tetris now. We don't do anything but play Tetris. Forever. I would like to stop playing Tetris, but whoops, I didn't mean to put that there. But I have, oh, well, okay, you know what? I'm sick of playing Tetris. Let's end this. There we go. Game over level 2. You know what? I'm happy with that. Goodbye, cat. Tetris is, I don't have the attention, what is that? Tetris, I don't have the attention span for Tetris. Yoink. Obtained shard of fuck. XXXX. If you have RPG Maker 2000, 2003, you can actually look into the game files of RPGs I keep. Ooh, you know what? That's interesting, actually. I always love looking in files of games and stuff to see how they did things. You can't do that with most games nowadays. But shard of chromosomes. I'm thirsty. Can I read this side? No. Mushroom. What? Shard of extra adult videos. What are these? Like just leaves? Hey Uck, how you doing? What's here? Oh, it's the same. Okay, well, if you're thirsty, let's see if we can get you a drink. Water well, draw water. Might be hard to drink it like this. There's a cup in here, right? Drink. I feel like you could figure out how to look into those scripts. Because some of those games when they downloaded, whoops, oh, I got it. Made a notebook scrap. Hang on. Slenderman moment. One day, Mother said we'd go for a walk. I didn't want to, but she dragged me by hand into the forest. Like usual, after walking a long way, Mother said we'd take a break. You stay here, she told me, and I sat there the whole time. It got dark. I was scared. It was pitch black. I was so scared, so I closed my eyes and talked to him. What's your name? What's your favorite food? What don't you like? I was surprised. He wasn't like me at all. So some of the games, when they downloaded, they actually included the RPG Maker files with them, which I don't think they were meant to do, but they did. So you can actually just open the files. I remember that. I don't know if they still do that. Here you go. Water. Everybody have a sippy of your water. Stay hydrated. I drank that the wrong way. You good now? Thanks, I was really parched. I woke up here, but there's no one around. I was too scared to move. Alan, do you know where this is and why we're here? A dream, really? Is that right? I was surprised. It looks exactly like where I used to live. Rick isn't here. He's usually always there holding my hand in my dreams. It's really scary on my own. Rick. Jarpog in high def. The first high def Jarpog. Doing alright, very good. I'm not doing too bad myself. Alan, that's right, I'm not alone. Plus, this is a dream. Capital D dream. Yo. I can just wake up and things will be back to normal. Okay, let's play. It's my first time playing with someone else in a dream. The words on the sign are too hard for me to read, but can you read it, Alan? Seems like some kind of riddle. Looks neat. Oh, and don't run too fast, I'm a pretty slow walker. Don't leave me alone, okay? Yo, excuse me. I drank that completely the wrong way. It's giving me the burps. Yo, party mechanics. Save time. What is this little creature? Hey, read the sign. The two paths look very much alike, but their ends are slightly different. Why are they different? Answer in numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Read it? You read it? Tell me if you know. Don't mess up. Wow, you read it at all. You read it all. You're amazing. I hate studying, so I usually sneak away at study time, which makes teacher mad. Oh, but I can read clocks. Aren't I great? She's doing better than me. I can't read digital clocks still. I remember 16 is 4. Okay, so why are things different? Should we cheat and take a photo? No, that's wrong. That's the wrong thing to do. Okay, so each section, I assume, has a difference with it. There's no way I can remember this. Okay, so there's blanket, 2 shrooms, ladder. Boxes, 3 shrooms. 3 leaves, 1 shroom. 1 plant, 1 shroom, 1 bucket. 2 shrooms, 2 signs. 3 things, and a shroom. Okay, I will not remember any of that. Oh, the first one has 1 difference, because the blanket changed into clothes. Is that the only difference? I think that's the only difference. Do you only want 1 thing? 1. Can I press 1? 1. Wrong. Okay. Missed all over again. True. Is there any other differences? Oh, the mushrooms on the top right are brown in this one. there any other differences? Can you read the signs? Just what the difference is. Have to check the smallest details. It might help to look at it sideways. Huh? Look at the sign sideways? No, didn't really. I can't see anything else that's different. Can anyone see any other differences? I'm afraid of getting it wrong in case I get in trouble. But I can only see two things right now, which is that the blanket on the lion has changed to clothes, and the mushrooms are brown instead of red on the top right. Unless it's something to do with like the background and stuff, but I don't think there is. There's a map glitch. That tree is kind of messed up over there. I don't think that counts as a difference though. Okay, well let's go with 2 then. Yes, yes, yes. 2. Wrong. Okay. I don't want to try like too many times unless it locks me out. I'm not even sure what we're trying to achieve. I think it's just a spot the difference thing, right? But, I mean, what that will achieve, I do not know. I can't see any other differences. Should I just tell him 3? I don't even know what this little creature is. Wrong? Got it 3 times wrong. Who are you? Not heart? Same? Different? Bye-bye. Oh, I've been killed. Isn't each square representative of a number? Tell me again, little man. The 2 paths look very much alike, but their ends are slightly different. Where are they different? Oh, where? Okay, so it's not how many differences there are. Oh, you can suggest things if I'm being stupid. Please feel free to do that, as long as you're not like just telling me how to solve it. In this case, I am just being stupid. I didn't read it properly. So there's a difference in 1 and 3. Go from the smallest number up, no space. So 13? Wrong. Okay, well, I may just be stupid. Squares 1 and 3 are different, you get the best number 13. See, that's what I thought, but apparently not. He said no spaces, so no space. Maybe there's more differences. Yeah, he definitely said no spaces. I'm looking for more differences. I'm gonna go back and forth between them really quickly. Okay, I'm gonna Dora the Explorer you guys now. I want everybody to look at the screen, and I want you to tell me if you see any differences. Wait, is the ladder? Okay, we know there's a difference in space 1, so let's ignore that. Is there a difference in space 2? Do I have, She said look at it sideways. Can I rotate it somehow? I don't think I can. I don't think there's a difference in thing 2. We know there's a difference in thing 3. Don't think there's a difference in thing 4. Or thing 5. I also do not see a difference in thing 6. Oh wait, oh. Have you sussed something that I have not? Look at, thought for a second look at sideways means to assign numbers to it that way. I don't think that, yeah, because it's 2 up that way, right? So I feel like I'm missing something. Well, it must be. I'm obviously missing something. I'm looking really, like, closely at everything now. Are there, like, tiny, like, pixel... Sorry, I'm hitting the mic. Are there any tiny, like, pixel differences that I'm just, like, not seeing? My eyes aren't that good, game. Took a screenshot, but didn't notice any differences. Huh. I'm definitely not seeing anything else. I've looked between each little section individually. It's not to do with, like, the border or anything. I don't think it is. That wouldn't make sense because it's not calculated. I feel stupid. Try 4 and 6? I'll try it. So 4, 6, that would be. Wrong. No, not that. Flipped upside down. Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm just like, it's the wrong order. But that's definitely the order he gives me in, so that feels like a bit of an arbitrary difference. I'm looking at like pixel differences right now, like if there's more pixels on the more lines on the top parts of the barrels or something, but I don't think it's that. Am I allowed to look this up, do you think? I feel like we've been stuck on this for a while. Unless he's asking for the number of differences in each thing, in which case it would be 1, 2. Wait, let me reload so I can hear what he says again. Read the sign. The two paths look very much alike, but their ends are slightly different. Where are they different? No, it's asking specifically where the differences are. But the only differences I can see are in 1 and 2. I'm looking it up. This feels like there's some sort of arbitrary thing I've missed. I hate having to look up things in puzzle-based games, but you know how it is. Yeah. Okay, 3 of the 6 sections. Oh, there's one we're missing. I'm not gonna look at the answer, but there's one section that I haven't seen a difference between. Okay, little barrels. There's 3 mushrooms, a little cracked thing. And, okay, well that's the same. The bottom left, there's a pot with a red flower, 2 mushrooms, and a barrel. Or a bucket. Okay, that's the same. 2 signs, 2 mushrooms. Big sign, little sign. 2 signs, mushrooms, big sign, little sign. Okay, and there's 1 small ripped piece of paper. Let's just... Okay. 1 small ripped piece of paper. 1 squiggly bit of paper. I think that's paper. I don't know. 1 pile of like 3 pieces of paper? And 1 big pile of paper. Oops, sorry. No, I still can't see a difference. Difference in 6? Where? Am I just blind? It looks exactly the same to me. Oh, it is different. The big pile of paper is slightly, like, pixely different. Right? If that is correct, that is almost impossible to see. Let me try that. What was it? 1, 3, and 6. Oh, take this. Obtained a notebook scrap. Alright, that was almost impossible to see. Is this the deep forest? I should go back. I'm fine, but she doesn't like living here. She'll say it grosses her out again. Why does that witch have to tease her so? I have to do away with that evil witch. Okay. Like, I don't know if you guys can even see, but like it's the tiniest, like, tiniest difference between those two big things of whatever that is. I'm assuming it's paper. As I don't know how looking at it sideways would have helped Letty, but thank you. I don't think that's a thing you were supposed to look sideways. I don't even know how looking at that sideways would have helped. That's pretty arbitrary. I'm not mad about having to look that up. Maybe just say, everyone different, everyone good, but everyone wants to be the same. In the end, though, can't be. Oh. Rick's not here. Rick always talks to me when I'm lonely. He teaches me all the stuff I've never experienced myself. Yeah, I'm not usually mad about stuff like that, but that was pretty arbitrary. Like that's the tiniest like pixel difference. The other ones were pretty clear, but not sure about that one, Chief. And he teaches me all the stuff I've never experienced myself. But he always seems a little sad. Except when we're talking, then he's having fun. I wonder why. Ellen, do you have someone important to you? Not sure. I don't think I remember if I do. Oh, right. You lost your memories. Sorry for asking you such a sad question. Ooh. Looking for something? Haven't seen you before. Hello, Alice. My name's Letty. I'm not Alice. Nah, you're Alice, 'cause I said so. But I'll just let that slide. Is this what you're looking for? Oh. Rick. He was looking pretty tasty, so I thought I'd just eat him. But nah, I decided I'd wait till he was totally broken. Plus I get 2 helpings. Whatchamacallit, 1 rock, 2 birds. Well, I've done what I did. Let's meet again in a dream. He vanished. Rick, you're okay, right? I'll hold your hand. Rick looking like the imposter. I feel like the moving from room to room wasn't really the problem. What are these little sprites? Yoink. Another shard of illegal content. Oh, it's the gingerbread house. Yo, imagine having like a giant pocky stick like this. You could use it as like a weapon. Oh wow. Touch the fire. How old are you? 8? Appears to be made of chocolate. I love chocolate. Filled with small fruits. Filled with clothes made out of candy. Shard of meth. Clothes made out of candy would suck. I always wondered, what if I could eat my clothes? I was hungry day after all. Well, that's kind of sad. Theoretically, you could eat regular clothes, but I don't think it would be very good for you. Yeah. I don't think moving to rooms was the main problem, but it definitely did not help in any way. Clothes made out of candy would suck, actually. Did y'all ever used to have those, like little bracelets or necklaces that were, like, candy on the string? If you take, like, one bite of that, it got so sticky. It was disgusting. Those things were horrible. Imagine if your whole clothes were made out of sweets. Strange mushrooms. Let's not touch the strange. I should probably save. Every time I see the mushrooms now, I'm gonna be like, saving time. A book labeled Mother Goose. Did it change? Punch and Judy. Punch and Judy fought for a pie. Punch gave Judy a knock in the eye. Says, Punch to Judy, will you have any more? Says Judy to punch, my eye is sore. Beats. A key. Yoink. Obtained a world key. This house looks just like mine, but it's all made of sweets. It's so dreamy. Also, I wonder if it's okay to take a bite. Teacher. Was there... Key, don't move, sweet, sweet, so sweet. Ow, ow. I'm hungry. You tell him, Rick. Seems like it's made of cookies. It has a sweet candy scent. Okay. Appears to be made of chocolate. Okay. Oh, hello. Why did you come back? I always put you far down unknown roads. At this point, I can't care for you. You'll only get hurt more. So then, why even come back? I don't like this. Rick. That name again. Rick. Who is it that you keep talking to? There's no one here but me, my husband, and you. Disgusting. He exists. He definitely exists. Why, how can you... I'm sorry, but... I'm sorry. Evil witch. Why are you always doing these things? I'm going to protect Letty. Why you? Options. Game. Fuck the witch. Yoink. Mother. Oh. I'm unsure if that was the correct option, but take a notebook scrap. Hey, collectibles. I'm so hungry. If only my house and my clothes could be tasty sweets, then everyone in my family could have a good meal. Oh, but I guess chocolate melts really quick. That won't work. It all burned up. If I can take everything on myself, she can smile all the time. I like her, I really do. But why was I born? Teacher, you prepared 2 beds and clothes for me too. But is this right? Is it wrong for me to exist? Teacher, the words toward the end are too blood to read. How else am I supposed to pronounce them? For me to go, he ... You give me a script with those words and I'm gonna go, huh? What? You know? Okay, well I got a world key. Hang on, I'm gonna save. What if I go back in there? No response. Okay. Unsure if I have made the correct choices, but we'll continue. I got a key. Anything to say about that, bunny boy? Bunny boy? You made it back. Why are you crying? 1 more at a time, is it? What a bother. Well, fair enough. You recovered one of them. I'll collect everything you picked up in the world as well. These will soon vanish at any rate. Alice seems to be hanging on by a thread now. And the torn pages, I'll put these together. Here you are. Pinned a burgundy notebook. Now then, I'll open the door to the next world. I'm counting on you once more. Can I go back outside? I wonder if I can, like, leave my closet again. Pronounce it as the emojis. Okay, I'm not allowed to leave. But I feel like I've got to make some sort of sound to indicate something is happening, right? Oh, hello. He came out with all the rules of these worlds, you know. I wouldn't make nothing like that. But just give it time, he says. Makes all these dumb rules, he does. We just gotta follow him. Because if we don't, we'll get punished. What? Kind of guy talk about what he likes? What you consider normal is gonna vary from person to person. Boy, you look like a wreck. Don't need to get so worked up about somebody you just met. Doesn't Doesn't that just wear you out? Oh, did you forget all that too? I know everything, because I stole them. I'm not giving it back, of course. So tell me, is it really empty inside you? Is there even the slightest kind of anything? Let's go with a hopeful outlook. Might be. You never know. Not really seeing it myself. Hey, it's time. Bye now. Bye, fella. Alright. Next room, let's go. What's your name, Chelsea? Alice. Huh? You wanna play with me? Okay. Can you open the closet? Okay. Into the closet we go. I assume we just have to go through all the kids. That's the teddy bear. A book labeled Mother Goose. What are little boys made of? Frogs and snails and puppy dogs' tails. That's what little boys are made of. What are little girls made of? What are little girls made of? Thank you for the follow, Manolia, sorry. I really appreciate it. Sugar and spice and all that's nice. That's what little girls are made of. Tea. Filled with clothes. Lots of letters inside. I will invade your privacy. First, thank you for the letter. Is your mother all right? You shouldn't push yourself either. If there's anything you need, please get an adult to help. I owe so much to your mother. If you don't mind, I'd really like to see you again. There's still plenty of space, so I'll ask you a riddle again this time. This one's harder than the last. Think you can solve it? First of all, it's only 2, but in time there are 4. Then soon, 8. How many are there in the end? Give my best regards to your mother. I'm not very good with riddles. I'll admit that head on. Let's read another letter. Your answer to that last riddle was correct. I'm impressed. Yes, it's 6, because the end is 6 letters. Ah, you got it yet again. Oh, I see. Okay. I think I'm too logical for riddles. You kind of have to think outside of logic for them to make sense. I couldn't solve it myself. Perhaps I'm too hard-headed. I've been hearing such bad news lately. Be careful when you go out, alright? It's gotten cold with the change of seasons. Be sure not to catch a cold. Now then, another riddle. Stand, and it gets lower. But sit, and it gets higher. What could this be? Take care of yourself. The center of gravity? That's the only thing I can think of. Because your center of gravity would get lower if you enriched long grain rice. Tell me the answer then. Probably wasn't the center of gravity. Maybe that one was too hard. The answer's the ceiling. It's lower when you stand, but higher when you sit. I think my answer's better, actually. I kind of want to stick with my answer. By the way, I should be able to come by in about 3 days from now. It's been so long since we met. I last visited when you were little, so perhaps you don't remember. So next time, let's talk in person. I'll tell you plenty of riddles then, too. Look forward to it. I know I will. Okay. Cold. Smells delicious. Breadfruits. Filled with vegetables. Excuse me. Filled with vegetables. Sure looks strong. What is that? Like a spear? They smell like forest. A drawing of a man's face. Oh. Pretty painting. You know, I think I'm pretty sure I know what fairy tale this is. And I'm a little concerned how they're gonna do it. Speak. You got me aware of the fact that I'm making noises for the things now. Would you eat pizza for $1,000? No, never in my life. Ellen, you scared me. Do you know where this is? A dream, okay. Okay, thanks. Sorry, I'm not good at talking. But I don't hate it, really. It was scary being alone, but I've calmed down a little. Will you go with me? Okay. You want this? It's just a blank sheet of paper, but okay. Here. Tinted notebook scrap. My mother has a very weak body, so I do the cooking, washing, and other chores instead of her. She do the cooking, she do the cleaning. My father isn't home much. Sometimes he brings home a wolf or a deer. I want to go to school, but I love Mother, so I always stay at home with her. Mother always lies in bed saying sorry, I'm sorry, and her voice always sounds like it's about to fade away. Alright, so the paper is blank for them. What is this? Corn. Small bottles of medicine. Oh, I thought it meant the corn thing. Smells nice. Filled with ornaments. Okay. Well? It won't open? That's weird. What should we do? You got the key? Like, it's your house, isn't it? Painting as realistic as a photo. Teddy bear. I like Teddy because he's fluffy and warm. Oh, creature. Oh, what is this little guy? Is that a mouse? Good day. I'm really hungry right now. Ooh. If you need medicine, there's some in the room over. But the stomach medicine needs to be mixed first. What was it? The first colour goes, the second colour yields, the third colour stops. That's what Grandma said, and that it refers to something. But she said it exploded if I messed it up, so I should stay away. You want to try? Okay. Medicine mixing time. Here we go, boys. Ready to explode. Medicines in 3 colours. Here it is. You have to mix the medicines in the order I said before. Will you really do it? If you mess up, it's gonna explode. Let me save first. I know it will explode, so... Wait, what was it? The first colour... First colour goes... Oh, it's like traffic lights. So go, stop, and yield. So green, red... Never mind. I died. It might not be. Breaking Bad time? Jesse! We need the stomach medicine. Wait, so green was correct first. But was it yield second? So green, yellow, red? Alright, I couldn't remember what order it went in, but it worked. Trial and error. It didn't explode. That's okay. This medicine should work, I think. Obtained medicine. Me every morning when I wake up. You little rat, you want some medicine? Ooh. Ooh. We bought medicine. Thanks. Ah, much better. I feel great. I wish medicine worked that quickly in real life. Goddamn. Alright, I don't need this, so take it. Notebook scrap. My grandma in the woods had a job making medicine. When my mother ran out of medicine, I'd go to Grandma's house. One day Mother told me to go there like always. Today she wanted to give a present too, since she was indebted to her. It's full of bread and wine, but you're not to eat it along the way. Like I always tell you, don't stray from the path, because there are scary wolves. I said I'd do what she said and left the house. While walking through the forest, I found a pretty flower garden. Thanks, I feel great now. Grandma's medicine is the best in the world after all, though it can explode if you don't use it quite right. I'm not sure that's really how pharmaceuticals work, but I'm not going to question Grandma's wisdom. I don't know what she's putting in there to make it explode, but you know what? Props to Grandma, I guess. Oh, it's unlocked. There's a little thing down here. Drink. Shot of drug. Every time it's just going to be a different illegal substance. Smells like dirt. No shit, kid. What is that on the door there? Like holly? Oh. Well, we're outside, but now what? Oh. That's right, before you came, Ellen, I saw Teacher. He said not to go anywhere, but I broke my promise. Shall we look for him? Well, let's go to Grandma's house. Oh, wait. Can we pick a few flowers? Butterfly. Do you want me to play Tetris again? Want to play new Tetris? No thank you. I've had enough of new Tetris for today. Pick some flowers. Thanks. I love the flowers here. To tell the truth, I'm told not to pick them, but it's just a dream, so let's go to Grandma's. It's straight ahead from here. Is it? I want to stray from the path. Huh? No bridge. What now? We can't get to Grandma's. Oh, my head's spinning. Oh, in a jam? Hello, Alice and, Alice. Don't stare too hard, it's deadly, you know. Just kidding. Don't freak. So you want to cross the river? I'll take you over. Not even kidding, but it ain't gonna be free. Oop. Oh, I hate this. I'm so bad at these. Just a little game. Love them, don't you? As you can see, I have here a wolf, a sheep, and a cabbage. You want to row your boat? Use your imagination to get them onto the other shore. Except there are a couple conditions. 1, you can only carry one thing on the boat at a time. 2, if you leave the sheep alone with the cabbage, the sheep will eat it. 3, leave the wolf alone with the sheep, wolf will chow down. Those are the rules. Now, what's the minimum number of times you gotta row across? Tells me when you got the answer. Get it right? I'll take you to the other shore. But yep, just like the rules of Alice Worlds, you only get 3 guesses. Mess up the 3rd one, and it's a dead end, friend. Alrighty, get those gears turning. Oh god, I'm so bad at these. Let me save. Whoops. Programming something like Tetris and RPG Maker program seems like a pain to do for something super optional, but it makes me wonder if it isn't actually that complicated. I mean, Tetris as a game is not that complicated. I just wonder how you get it into RPG Maker. Like, I don't know how I guess you'd program it in a different program and then transfer the script. That's probably the way I'd do it, but... Okay, there's no way out of this. Sheep. Meh. Sheep are all white and fluffy and hungry. They're assholes. You ever work with sheep? Fuck those guys. Crunch, crunch. Like, Cabbage was talking to me. Woof. He's scruffy and warm. Okay, let me think about this. I've done this little challenge so many times in my life, and I never remember how to do it. So, the sheep has to go first, right? The sheep has to go first, because if I go the wolf first, the sheep will eat the cabbage. If I go the cabbage first, the wolf will eat the sheep. So the sheep has to go first. Then go back and bring the... Does it count going back over as a thing? I'm going to assume it doesn't. I'm assuming it's just round trips. So sheep goes first. Then take the cabbage over. But when you get back, bring the sheep back. I assume you're allowed to bring things back, otherwise this wouldn't work. But bring the sheep back, then bring the wolf over, and leave it there with the cabbage. Then come back and pick up the sheep. So 4 moves, I think. Does that sound correct? I'm going to assume. I've saved anyway, so... Got it? Tell me your answer. Just a number, please. Anything else and I'm counting it wrong. Let's try 4. Nope, wrong. Too bad. Okay, well, I'm stupid, it turns out. I don't know if it counts... Okay, I'm going to assume it doesn't count as a round trip then, so... Okay, sheep. Back. Cabbage. Back. With the sheep. Wolf. Back. Sheep. Back. Maybe it does count. Yeah, let's do that. So that would be... Sorry, I'm dyscalculic. My number work is not very good. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. It has to be an even number, I think. Right? 8. Let's do that. Nope. Okay. Am I thinking it wrong? Let me draw it. This will help me visualize it. I'm really bad at these things. Hang on. Clean page. So we have river. So, first section. Wolf, sheep, cabbage. Don't think it has to be even? I don't know if, let me think. So, cabbage is on this side now. You've gone over once. Wait, no, the sheep is on this side now. Oh my god, I'm really bad at this. Wait, drawing it is making it worse. I can't visualize it. Let me just write down the numbers then. So, sheep. The number you got wasn't even. I I feel like this is just me being stupid, so I'm just going to try and work it out real quick. So you take the sheep over, then you go... I'll do 2 separate counts. Sheep, then go back. Unless I'm doing this wrong, but... Then cabbage and take the sheep back. Then wolf. Wait. I just double the number, I guess, wouldn't I? Then wolf. And back. Then sheep. I got 4 again. So that's 8, even if it isn't. Am I being stupid? I might be being stupid. It's probably an easier way to do this than what I'm doing. But I can't. The sheep has to go first. Yeah, there's no other way that it can go other than the sheep going first. Right? So the sheep is over there. Then you go back. I mean, either way it's the same number, I think. So if I go over there with the sheep, then come back and get the wolf, I still have to take the sheep back, then take the cabbage. And then go back and get the sheep again. Unless... Wait, hang on. Use text? I do not think that would help me. I'm doing all sorts of little diagrams down here and it's just... So wait, sheep, hang on, sheep, back, cabbage, back, with the sheep, wolf, back, sheep. Oh, that's 7. That's a different number. That's a different number. That's 7. Let me try 7. Don't know where I got 7 from, but I've got 7 now. Correct. All right. I don't know why I was going back again. That's probably where I messed up. After you brought the thing over, do you have to go back through anything else? You know, that's where I was messing up. I don't know why I was thinking I had to go back for something or just be back on there myself, but I did not. I figured it out, it's fine. I'm not as stupid as I could have been. Oh, correct you are. 7 was the number I got? Okay, it just took me a minute. You know, it's hard to think when you're streaming, but... Alright, off on your way. Don't know why he was Irish there. Promise is a promise. Close your eyes. Looks like they were sure. Notice there's a scrap in your hand. Did the notebook scrap? Don't stray from the path, I warned myself. But I was sure Grandma would be glad if I could bring her some flowers too. You probably want to go back for the stupid asshole that gives you the riddles. True, nah, I'm leaving him over there. Wasn't counting him in my thing. So I picked a flower or two. Then a man came by and asked if I knew a medicine maker. He must have meant Grandma. I told him I was going there too, so he should come with me. The man smiled and helped me pick flowers. Then we held hands and walked to Grandma's house. I don't hold hands with Father much, so it was sort of a new sensation. You're spacing out. What's wrong? It's right here, Grandma's house. Let's go. I wonder if Mother's okay. She's always been sick, but Grandma says that she'll get better. Someday, she won't wake up. She won't talk with me ever again. When I think about that, I cry a lot. Father's all red. It's scary. Ellen, is there someone you want to protect? Once again, I don't fucking know. Oh, you lost your memories, huh, Ellen? I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Let's go. It's getting a little cold. And it's kind of scary here. It's Grandma's field. I think she grows the things for her medicine here. But I'd never seen anything like this before. Should I pick the flowers? I feel like that's a choice. That seems more important than it is. You know what? We'll take... Alright. Not doing that again. Wait, what if I pull them all up? I probably shouldn't. Huh? It's locked, after we came so far. What now, Ellen? Murdered. I guess I have to do them all. Let's save before I do any of this. Oh, there's a little guy over there. Hang on. Never mind. Is it a chinchilla? Oh, well, what do you want? Door's locked, huh? That's certainly weird. Seeing as the house doesn't even have a lock. Well, there's a way, though. But you see, his squeakiness, me, is currently wanting a flower. Practically can't live without it. Bring me one, would you? What kind of flower is it? My, what a tiny weird voice you have. Oh, I'll only say it once, so listen up. When she's red, she's passionate. When she's right, she gives pure meh. When she's blue, she's eternally devoted. But when she's yellow, she's deeply jealous. But one last thing, she's very often mistaken for another. But unlike that other flower, she never hurts people, so don't make that mistake. Right, off you go. Bring me the wrong one, and I'll have to eat you. We picked some flowers earlier. There's a bunch here. I'll split them up for you. Okay. I don't know much about flowers. I know a lot about wheat and potatoes, but not so much about flowers. Also, I've just noticed I'm very bright. That's a little bit better. Will you repeat what you said again? Oh, you brought her? Hurry up then. Her squeakiness decrease it. Which one? Oh dear. Oh dear. I don't know much about flowers. Pure eggs. I'm scared to know what that means. Wait, I could just guess, I suppose, but that seems a bit... Often mistaken for another. I feel like carnations are pretty often mistaken. If I'm thinking of the right flower, let's try that one. Well, so you really brought her. I'm so glad. Finally, I can eat. She ate it. Oh, very tasty. Truly the best of the best. I guessed that one, but you know what? I'm gonna claim it. I'm great at games. Yes, something to open the door. Here you are. Obtained an axe. Well, that's one way of doing it. Yeah, you keep it. It's too heavy for me. It's kind of forceful, but this should work. You there, hold on a moment. Take this as well. Only for you. Royalty has no need of it. In the notebook scrap. Don't even know what the carnation is. Carnations are quite nice. They're not really one of my favourite flowers, but they're quite nice. I remember them being mistaken for something else, but I can't remember what. That's the only thing that stood out to me. We reached Grandma's house, and Grandma waved to welcome me. The man bowed slightly, too. The medicine is in its usual place. I went to get Mother's medicine from the back room. Just then, I heard a loud sound. There I saw a wolf eat Grandma. Then he stuffed a lot of medicine in a bag. Then he noticed me and started walking towards me. Oh. What was your name again? Cheryl? It wasn't Cheryl. Hang on. Chelsea. I knew it began with a C. Yipes. Yipes, Chelsea. Sorry about that one. Considering you have a character who has a lot to do with flowers, you really should know more about them. I have a lot of flower references in a lot of my songs. I think I specifically referenced carnations at one point, and I know shockingly little about them, actually. I worked on a farm. I feel like I should know more about horticulture, but I simply do not. Now you know what a carnation is, you'll never need that knowledge ever again. You never know. If you play this game, you will. Please. Junk. Alan, you're pretty amazing. I know I am. Let's just ignore that thing in the bed and just carry on. Nothing in particular. It smells bitter. A book labeled Mother Goose. Cry, baby, cry. Cry, baby, cry. Put your finger in your eye and tell your mother it wasn't I. We'll do just that, thank you. Why did you go to farm school? I wanted to be a farmer. And then I didn't want to be a farmer. Well, I did, but I had to go to hospital, so I had to drop out. You know how it is. You know what? I'm just ignoring that. Ah, great room. Smells odd. Empty. Lots of little notes and such. Medicinal plants. Red fruits. Be careful with it. That broken bottle. You're not hurt? Okay, that's good. The medicine's all messed up. And it smells bad. Okay. A worn old stool. Yoink. A shard of something. A key. It's a mess. Okay, I'm gonna leave the world key for a second. I'm gonna save and go poke the beast in the bed. Grandma! No response. Oh, never mind. I guess Grandma's dead. Shard of ASMR. Shard of something or the other. I'm not very good at ASMR because I stutter. Okay, let's just get the key, I guess. So I guess we didn't find teacher. And things are kind of weird here. It smells bad too. Hey, how do you wake up from this dream? I see. Hmm? Did that come from the other room? No, it came from the roof, Chelsea. What do you think? That was pure XXXX. There's 4 of them for some reason. I don't wanna move from this spot. Okay, but don't let go. Don't leave me. Please. I ain't going anywhere. Yo, Grandma got eated. You alright, mate? Okay, well, I'll be back here, I suppose. No. You're not Grandma. Wake up, wake up. Right, it's just a dream. I don't want to see it, not again. I won't do it again, I mean it. Forgive me, forgive me. Use the axe. Chunk. I'm not sure I'm good at making the right choices in this game. Father. Red. The color red. I hate it. Stop. I close my eyes so I can't see. Hold my hand. Take the notebook, Scrap. Just try not dying, it's really easy. I do it all the time. I can't look people in the eye. I'm scared to hold their hand. It makes me remember it. If only I hadn't picked those flowers and hadn't met him and hadn't held his hand. Lots of blood came out. It smelled really bad. Teacher, I'm still a little scared, but I'm sort of okay. Teacher, can't... Help me. The words toward the end are too blurred to read. Have you tried to maybe not die? Simply built different. I refuse to die. Well, time to save. Sorry about your trauma, Chelsea. Got another thing. Just for you, buddy boy. Welcome back. I say with a smile, but I'm quite uncomfortable by that face you're making. Oh well, at least you seem to have safely recovered the key. A job well done. Well then, I'll collect all the things from that world. And I'll put together those pages. Here you are. A Vermilion notebook. Now then, I'll open the door to the next world. I'm counting on you once more. Okay. Are these notebooks, can I read them? Oh yeah. I can't do anything with them, but I have them. Can I go in here? No. Can I go in here? No. Can I go in here? Yes. Joshua. I don't have any prediction about what you're gonna be. Yo, Alice. Nice weather, huh? You know what this call's for? You know? Yeah. Let's play. Oh yeah, sweet. Alright. Open up that closet. Yes, sir. Anything you tell me. My hand trembles? Fuck it, we got trauma, let's go. I gotta get those keys, bruh. Can't be having issues now. Ooh, hello. A lamp. Gold medals. A dice game. Yo, you play D&D? I think it'll turn out to be Jeebus. Yes, the famous fairy. Well, I guess. Mother Geese. Yankee Doodle. Yankee Doodle came to town upon a Kentish pony, stuck a feather in his hat, and called him Macaroni. Spittin'. Lots of hats and clothes. Ooh. Yo, rich people house. Feather pen. One is red, but all others are black. Only one is red. The back of one is 6. The back of 3 is 4. The back of 2 is... The letters have been smudged out. Is that about cards? I feel like that's about cards. But I don't know much about cards. Okay, what's over here? Oh, that's a guy. Let's let me grab this first of all. Just save it in a new slot just in case. You never know. He has a beard. He sure does. You alright, fella? Back, front, behind, forward. Which? 1, 4, 6, 2, back. Back, don't know. Back. Bars. Awesome. You tell him, kid. Only one is red, you have a lot of red cards. That is true. What is only one red of? I don't know. For some reason, you can't proceed any further. Ah, a world wall, I see. It's locked. Okay, so I'm constrained to this hallway. Good to know. A dice game. Okay. Let me just explore the whole thing before we start questioning what to do. One is red, but all others are black. Only one is red. Damn RPG Maker invisible wall. It looks like the game maker didn't put any interactables here. Looks like we can't proceed any further. Back of 1 is 6. The back of 3 is 4. A dice? If the back of 1 is 6, yeah, that's how dice work, right? Unless you have a spin down dice. Wait, back of 1 is 6. Back of 3 is 4. So back of 2 is 5. Yeah? Anything in here? No. Okay, anything else interactable here? Yo, dude. 1462. 1462. Back. Back, don't know. Back. Tell him. Back. I'm gonna say 5. Wrong, back, wrong. Okay. I'm stupid. It's a D6. Okay, I'm gonna, you know, I know what I'm talking about. Wait, huh? Okay, 1, 4, 6, 2. I assume. Oh, are we back? Hello? Hello? Are we back? Are we good? Welcome back. Hey, we're back. We all good? We all spicy? Yeah, okay, we're back. We're back. I don't know why it does that sometimes. I don't know how to fix it. I'm sorry. But you know what? It's fine. Let's just pretend nothing happened. And let me continue to figure out this puzzle. Hello again. I'm sorry it went down. I don't know how to fix that. It just does that sometimes. It's fine, the recording is safe, so it's fine. Hang on, let me write this down. It must be a dice, right? Dice sometimes have the number 1 in red, so I'm assuming it must be a dice. Or a die, if you will. So, the back of 1 is 6, the back of 3 is 4, back of 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, it must be 5. Yeah? But I told him 5 and he said no. So now I don't know what to do. Let's go to room again. Back, front. Did he give 4 numbers? He did. 1462, in fact. Wait, do I have to get the reverse of those? 1462. So the reverse of that would be 6. Sorry, I remember I have to lean back so you can actually hear me. 4, 3, so 6 would be 1, and 2 would be 5. So it would be 6315, right? 6315. Is that it? Back. 1462 6315. Give this. Alright, I'm a genius. I figured it out. The notebook scrap. The moon fell? That great big round moon fell. When I told Mother, she looked surprised, then smiled slightly. Normal response to the moon falling, to be honest. The moon hadn't really fallen. It still looked down on us from the sky. But I liked the face the mother made. The mother. So I told her all sorts of things. I saw a big lizard talk. I saw the old man next door fly. I saw a cat swimming in a lake. Every time I said something, Mother would be very surprised and laugh a lot. But she gradually stopped laughing. After that, Mother stopped looking at me. A pound. Tally pound. Maybe not. Boy Who Cried Wolf? Is that what this fairy tale is? I wouldn't really consider that a fairy tale, but you know what? Let's go with it. Where's this one covered? Oh, they both got that on either side. Never mind. Hello, Joshua. Hmm? Alan, jeez, made me jump. Nope, nothing's locked. Well, the doors are wide open. Shrine fist. No, that's worse. Teacher? Nah, I don't know. I want to ask if this is a dream, but must be, right? Looks like my house, but it's way smaller. Yeah, I've been having the same dream a bunch lately, but nobody's around, so I just here alone. But good to see you here, Alan. Let's go somewhere. Who knows, maybe we'll find somebody else. What's with that look? Sorry. I'll follow Ellen. Anywhere's fine by me. Thanks. Tally pound is the weakest currency in the modern economy. Yeah, enjoy my new Bitcoin. Dice game. New Bitcoin, Shrine Pound, please invest. You'll get your money back, I promise. It's not a scam, 100%. What's up? What? Can't you go up here? You can't climb stairs, Alan? What's with that look? It was a joke. Oh, I guess I can. New area unlocked. That's it, guy. Paintballs. Alan, let's play Russian roulette. Absolutely, let's play Russian roulette. Alright. It's called a cryptocurrency, not a Bitcoin. You know what I fucking meant, okay? Don't worry, it's a toy gun I modified. It hurts as much to poke in the forehead. I feel like it will hurt a lot. One of the 6 cylinders has this handmade paintball. Now, Alan, you start. How many shots do you fire? Let's go with... 1 was red, so let's go with 3. I'm keeping that in my brain. Ooh, not bad. I'll fire 1 shot. Safe. Here. Ah, too bad. You say I knew where it was because I put it in? Should have said that before you fired. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough, bestie. You alright, mate? Huh? Teacher's here. Yeah. Helen and Joshua, I know I keep telling you, but would you stop hitting me on the hip so forcefully? Yeah, well, you never notice if I don't do that, teacher. Oof. None of the flanks either. Slap that ass. I apologize. Anyway, why are you here? I mean, I guess anything can happen in a dream. It's not quite a dream. Personally, I'm surprised by the fact that Alan is here. What's the flank? That is your butt. Hear me. That is your ass. You stay here. Don't even move if possible. Don't go any further than this. I'll be leaving soon, so be careful. What's this? A scrap of paper? It was in Teacher's pocket. What's that look? Teacher was like half asleep. It's fine, I tell you. Plus, I swapped it with a toy spider. You want this? Boy, you're weird. Here. Danger notebook scrap. What is this, the 1700s? Maybe. Eyeball. One day, I said that father had gone cold while he slept. Mother was more surprised than she'd been in a long time. Very surprised. Then she got very angry. But I didn't stop. Almost daily I said that father had gone cold. She was surprised every time, and got angry every time. I liked it. Because she'd only talk with me when she was surprised. Man, what the heck? If it's not a dream, what is it? I never get the stuff teacher's going on about. Oh, maybe I'm just an idiot, you say. Alan? Wait, conversation. You can't read it? I am illiterate. What's up? I'm Alan. I'm like 9. I never fucking learned how to read. I don't speak British. Nobody does, my friend. Nobody does. And you know what? We don't need to. You can't read it. I wasn't born here, you know. Actually, I forget where it was, but I guess this is the language here. People in different countries have different hair, eyes, even food. It's pretty cool. Teacher's eyes are all black. Wonder where he was born. Hell. Collection of novels. Lovely. Why are these statues recessed? They went before. Oh. Don't open that. Nothing. Sorry to startle you. Okay. I kind of want to open it though. Nothing inside. Tetris cat. I don't want to play Tetris. Awesome. These are my father's. So he gets mad if I touch him. Tell me not to, though. It just makes me wanna. What is that little creature up there? I'm going to leave that to the last. It's packed with books. Wait, what was that guy downstairs? It's locked. Okay, well, I guess I live here now. Weird, it was open before. Why'd it close? I don't like thinking. Ellen, you take the lead. Right, guess I'm not allowed to find out. It's empty. It's locked. A cake. Can't go eating this with our hands. Cream will get more sticky and it'll ruin our clothes. Very true. There's a little bit of space on the shelf. Secret book. Hello, creature. Ba ba kilo ba. KHDMDM. Ba ba. Says to tell him the letter that fits in the question mark. I can understand him just fine. Anyway, I'll lend you. Kilo. What in the goddamn hell does this mean? Excuse me? Kilo? Kilo is a measurement, right? Are there any measurements that begin with H? Heavy? KHDMD something M. Kidderman, obviously? Obviously. How could I be so foolish to think anything otherwise than that? Where's the H after the K? Before the D. I'm staring at this, hoping it'll eventually make some sort of sense. It does not. It's continuing to make absolutely no sense. DMD looks like some kind of emoticon. What emotion does that convey? King has died. Mice dictate my mother. I really don't know what this means. Oh, it gives me options. I guess I could do it by trial and error. Let's go with C. Matt. Says you're right. Why is it C? I don't fucking know. Oh, I see length. You were smart, Ellen. Yeah, I'm so smart. I'm so smart and cool, and I know everything, and this game makes 100% sense to me all the time. Ba kilo ba decibel. I don't know why it was C. The lock is open. Tentagrabium. Yay! Man, I remember this thing. I used to use this to drop snake skins and stuff from above. This kid's an asshole. It's great. Awesome. Truly awesome. What about this painting? It's firmly attached. I am violently looking away. True. Oh, I also don't get it, hear me. That is fine. Can I use the grabby arm here? The only thing I remember about Joshua was that he's a bit of a gremlin. He does seem gremlinous, I would say. You know what, we don't have to get it. Because I fixed it. Fixed, beat it, won it. Can I use the grabby arm on the cake? No. What do I do? Oh, something got stuffed under the bed. Yoink! Mine now. A blue book. Okay, that goes on the shelf. It fit perfectly. Of course it did. Okay, still was not a success. It's packed full of books. A cake. Okay, we have that. It's hanging a little loose. Yoink. Mine now. A Let's Player you watch always gets suspicious of green head characters in RPG Maker games because they always start shit. I suppose Joshua will be no exception to that rule. True. You know what? That Let's Play is correct. Do not trust people with green hair. No, I'd say it's more like blue or like cyan. I guess it's like the Miku color. Nobody quite knows if it's blue or green. Oh, it's definitely blue. 2 small folks. Hey, we can eat cake with these. Take one. A cake. I'm gonna save before I eat the cake. I don't trust eating things in this game. Oh. The cake made me green. Felt dizzy. There's a scrap in your pocket. In the notebook scrap. Okay. I was locked in my room. I mean, I had TV, I had toys, but it was different. Of course it was, right? They'd look at my sister and brother, but not at me. If only spiders and frogs could talk, I wouldn't be so bored. Yeah, I was different. Uh-oh. Well, my thing just did a thing. Sorry, 1 second. My computer is out of space and can no longer hold the recording. Fantastic. Well, that's good. It's fine. I'll just rip it from the stream, but... Yeah, I was different. Why? You have a strange feeling. I love having strange feelings. It's locked. You live in my world now. It's probably that fucking 6-hour recording from the other day. Oh. Yeah, that's normal. We're not gonna worry about that. Ooh. Very normal room. It's looking your way. Look away, please. Nothing to see here. There's a hole in the wall. Should I look inside? Definitely not. Am I gonna? Yes. Eyeball. I've got one of those. It's falling apart. Hey, stay away from that. It's gross. Yeah, I mean, you're right, but... Eyeballs on the floor, my favorite. What can beat eyeballs? Ah! What was that? What can beat a good eyeball on the floor? Only one? Don't shame me for having less than 2 eyes. Eyeball. That one's yellow. Don't have many comments. Oop, sparkly. I see it. Yoink. Can't hide these shards of something from me. It's falling apart. What's in the hole? Green. Red and yellow and green. Gives you an eerie feeling. Like the lake. And blue. Red and yellow and green and blue. That is definitely how the song goes. Blue eyes. Red and yellow and green. Well, blue eyes were on the right. Right? Ah! I'm sorry, that made me jump. Blue eyes were on the right? Those are blue eyes. Wait, no, the way they're looking. Oh, I see. The blue eyes are looking left. Okay. Blue eyes looking left. Red eyes. Down? No, they weren't. When do we find out what the sense of the word is? I don't know. Oh no, red eyes are looking at me. Okay, blue. Wait, red, me. Yellow, right. Green, me? Blue, left. Red, me, yellow, right. Green, me, blue, left. Blue, left. Red, me. Green. I think they were also looking at me? No. Where were green looking? I mean, it kind of looks like they're looking at me. Maybe they're just looking up? Blue left. Red me. Green up? Yellow. Where was yellow looking? Was it right? Don't look. Okay. Ah, this is normal. This is a normal room in your house. I know the key is there. I just want to look at all the eyes. Oh, did it loop? It loops. Cool. Obtained a world key. There's also a scrap of paper. Father went cold. He really did. I told Mother, but she didn't believe me. She said she didn't believe anything I said anymore. Quite some time passed before my brother and sister noticed, and she finally realized. She made a face I'd never seen before. A face I didn't want to see. There wasn't surprise or anger or smiling or laughter. After that day, Mother stopped saying anything. She was just silent, coldly staring somewhere. Huh. Man, this feels kind of strange. I feel really fuzzy, like I'm missing something. But I don't know what it is I'm missing. Ellen, do you have anything you're scared to lose? Oh. I'm just gonna keep saying I don't know. Oh. Sorry. Sure is dark, but it's kind of relieving. Is darkness supposed to be this comforting? You tell me, my friend. Oh. You manicky ass door. Wait. I don't really want you to go in. Want to go in myself. Are you gonna? Well, if you don't want me to. Right. Well, then what? You tell me, big man. You tell me not to go in. You wanna look at these eyes? Just looking your way. You know what, big man? I am going into the door. You don't tell me what to do. Okay. Ah. You know what? Starting to agree with you now, my friend. Huh? Click. Clack. Good job getting here. Told you not to, didn't I? Hey, Alice. Don't care about me, huh? You that curious about the doll hanging there? Huh? Doll? No. That's Mum. That's my mum, isn't it? No, wrong. Mum doesn't have those eyes. Oh, well then, which eyes? Tell me, why don't you? Ah. Hey, Big Magic Bob, how you doing?
Whoa.
You doing alright, my friend?
Hello.
Thank you for the host, I really appreciate it. What? Yeah. Oh my. That's not, Mum. It's not, because back then what I said was that Mum, she... Sadly, your boy is not here today. He is doing D&D. I know, it's a tragedy. It's only me on my lonesome. We cry every time. This is wrong, yeah? This isn't right? Why are you looking at me like that? Why did I have to see this? Now what's this about? What happened back then, and this result? It's all your fault, isn't it? Fish around all you like, you won't find any reason why you're not to blame. And trust me, going down the if only I had route, it's just a waste of time. Stop it! Stop. Ah, sheesh. If you say so. Smell ya. Meow. Take the notebook scrap. Love to traumatize children, woo! My big brother's good at soccer. My big sister's smart. But I'm nothing. Oops, sorry, I skipped the line there. And I got so sad after I said it. Soon enough, I didn't know what I had or what I was. No matter what I say, it might just hurt someone. But I said, what am I supposed to do? What's the end of Too Blood to read? Oh boy. Okay, well. Woo! Everything is going fine, I'm sure. Hey, buddy man. Welcome back. Oh, your expression is entirely different from last time. Yeah, no, I believe I understand. Well then, I'll collect all the things from that world. And I'll put together those pages as always. Here you are. Into a turquoise notebook. Now then, I'll open the door to the next world. I'm counting on you once more. Thanks, fella. There is a wasp in my room. On the painting. You know what? We're gonna ignore it. We're gonna ignore it. We're gonna pretend it's not there. And we're just gonna carry on with the game. Oh, you good, my friend? No, I didn't really think so. Issue a turquoise book in a new world, it's Miku Sekai. Emergency end of stream. Where did it go? Uh-oh. Oh no, it's still there. It's just behind the ring light so I couldn't see it. I'm very aware of this wasp now. You know what? It's fine. We're not going to worry about it. Ding dong. Oh dear Alice. What is it? Ah yes, you'd like to play. Very well. What shall we play? Anything's fine. Yes indeed. So I see. Shall we open the closet? Having second-hand anxiety. It's fine, it's just a wasp. If I live alone, it'll leave me alone. I'll just keep an eye on it. It's probably saw the bright lights and went, oh, interesting room. Now this is an interesting dream. Usually we start in houses. This is not a house. Well, I guess it could be a house. Could be a nursery. Can I go here? I see. Mushrooms. I can't eat those. If it let me, I was going to. I have not learned my lesson. Oh, how do I get there? Like this. There we go. Oh, hello. Oh, Alan. You're here, Alan. Which means... I see. Thank you, teacher. That will be fine. You need to fix up your hair as well, teacher. No, I'm fine. I have no time to cut it, and I don't know how. That means you can't. Surely you could just fumble it. You tell him. You can cut your own hair. It's easy. I cut my own hair. No, I really need to know. Besides, that's not the kind of thing I'm interested in knowing now. I didn't quite catch that. It's boring standing around. Come, let's go somewhere. Alan, I'll follow behind you. I'm sure it'll be amusing whatever path you take. Stella, isn't this fine? Nothing can come of staying in the same place. What will you do, teacher? You told me to stay here because I was on my own. Yes, well, you don't really listen to me, do you? I'll come with. So it's settled. Well, Alan, we're counting on you. Yo, whoops, we got teacher in the party now. I'm going to have a sippy of water. Because I am a thirsty little boy. This is teacher's cooking, though I don't know what it's doing here. The sussy wussy. It is quite delicious, however. There are always foods I've never seen before. I learned how to cook abroad. I've been to all kinds of lands. The differences in places were rather interesting, though at first I tended to overcook everything. So things are different elsewhere. How very strange. Teach me how to make these meals later, please. Alright, sure. We'll cook together, all of us, I promise. I can't wait. I'm not a very good cook. Well, I'm a good cook when I cook things that I know how to cook, you know? But I put too much spices in usually. which is fine for me. But if I'm cooking for other people, they don't usually like it. What is that little creature? Is that a bug? What is that? Oh. A shard of sus. I want to poke the creature. Allow me to poke the creature. I'm going to save before I poke the creature. Hey, you listen. I'm a spider. I was dozing off when somebody took my legs. I can't walk like this. Can't even look for him. So you go searching for him instead. Yo, no response, huh? Looks like the big dude back there thinking hard. You boy, I'm counting on you. Fill me and I'll eat you. Alan, what is that bug going on about? I see, his legs. I'm not doing a thing. You do it, Alan. All of it. Or else I'll have to toast you and eat you. Cool, Stella. Thanks. Well, let's go look for some legs. How does one find a leg? Oh, was that those little creatures in the previous area? Ah, those are holes. I do see legs. Were there holes there before? Leg. Can I have the leg, please? I see it. Hello? Leg? No? Can I have it? I guess not. Something's buried here. Dig it up. Contained mystery legs. Bug legs? Thanks, Stella. Very cool. Stop it. Keep that away from me. I hate bugs. You may have a pretty face, Alan, but I suppose you're a boy on the inside after all. Okay, well I guess these holes have bugs in them then. Legs. Can I have the bug legs? Apparently not. Did I get all the legs from that thing? Bunch of legs of some kind. Okay, well let's deliver these legs to the fella. What a sentence, huh? Yo, I found some legs. Might not be yours, but you're gonna get them. Any leg will do in a crisis. My legs. Thanks a bunch. Now put them on quick, will you? And listen, don't get the number of legs wrong. If you mess up, I might find myself mighty hungry. That's right, I'll eat you, capiche? How many legs does a spider have? 8. Yeah, feels good. If you'd only put 4 or 6 legs on me, I really would have eaten you. Alright, Liz, thanks. I'll tell you about a secret place. Close your eyes. What did the bug say? I see. I don't want to. I hate the dark. It's possible he may attack us. He does seem rather rough. The hell, man? You wouldn't even speak up before. Just close him, quick. Close. Let's just do what he says. Oh man, you're a real lifesaver, you know. Now take a deep breath. I am being kidnapped by a spider. He has taken me to a secondary location. What are these little things creeping around? Oh. I'm a bit tired. Can we rest here? Just what is this place? I thought it was a dream, but it's not. I know these places, and yet I don't. And I'm tired of walking. Yes, it's a big place, easy to get lost. If you don't want to go further, you two can stay here. Are you going, teacher? Why? Why are you so anxious to leave on your own? I don't like people to know me, or to get them involved. I've always been that way. I see. You always have such unhappy faces. Teacher, Alan, everyone. Alan, do you think you're the least happy of us all? I mean, I've kind of had to experience everyone's trauma secondhand, so... But probably not the most, I'd say. Let's go with not sure. Have you forgotten even how to feel? No, that's not what I said, but sure. Perhaps you can no longer feel that you're unhappy. This is just what I think, but you can't compare happiness and unhappiness between people. They're both just obstacles on the path you take. Even happiness is an obstacle. If that's so, then what do people seek? You're confusing, teacher. And don't say you know best because you're an adult. Knowing the answers is what makes you an adult. And I don't, so your teacher's still a child. I've never seen such a big, incomprehensibly babbling child as you before. You tell him, Stella. Damn, roasted, get his ass. You're a harsh one, Stella. Alright, I'm fine now. Let's proceed. I can't be sure, but if we move on, I feel like I'll be able to find what's troubling me. Why are you two so alive, yet feel so dead? I don't know what fairy tale she is yet. Oh. Ah! Bugs! You know what? They're fine. Let's ignore them. Wanna play new Tetris? No thank you. I'm good, thanks. I've had enough of new Tetris for one day. Oh, that's a big maze. Let's leave that for now. That's also a big maze. Okay, let's go then. Oh. That seems like an advancement, so I kind of want to check out the other section first. This isn't really a big maze, it's just a big open area, I guess. Are these gravestones? They look like them, right? No, there's nothing here. Great, exciting area, thanks. Okay, let's go poke the dead guy. Okay, how do I get round? Like this? Yes. Mazes don't really work in top-down games. Oh, terribly sorry. I know I'm blocking the way. My body's missing some things. Right hand, right leg, left eye. I just took a nap and they were gone. Hold on a second. Let me make a quick note. Just in case, you know how it is. This game doesn't usually tell me things twice, so just in case. Right hand, right leg, left eye. Just in case, you know? Are those white stick things bones? Are you alive? That's right, they're bones. The exterior's rotted away. Whether or not I'm alive is a terribly minor concern to have in this world. So, will you gather the parts of my body? Alan, you do it. Thanks for your cooperation. You're very welcome. Alright, let's go get some body parts. Woo! Grave robbing! Yay! My favorite weekend activity. Right over here to you. Ah. Is that a spine? Can I have that, please? Yoink. Did I get it? Well, it doesn't say, but I got something. Oh. That looks like a nose. I guess chasing it into the corner is the best way to get it. You lost 4 things, right? So this should be the last thing. They're so jittery. Oh. Okay. There we go. I think I got everything. I still don't know what fairy tale this is meant to be. Oops. That's not the correct direction. Don't remember many with graveyards and lost limbs. Doesn't look like anything, yeah. Oh, that's it. Those are my parts. Careful with the eyeball. Those things get crushed easily. I'm truly grateful. Thank you so much. You're so welcome, dude. There's still a faint trace of his smell. What a terrible smell. Hang on, let me put my book down. I didn't need to write that down, but I'm glad I did, just in case. You never know when you're gonna need notes. You never know. Alan and Stella, you are not to proceed any further than this. Just stay there, yes? You promised. Didn't actually. What's this about? This is what it's about. Boy, gloomy faces all around again. Hey Alice, if it hurts, you want to have me free you? Nah, too much of a pain. I don't like him. I can't tell if he's dead or alive. Oh, mean. I died a fine death a long time ago. Well, but first. Meow. I'm nothing if not a keeper of promises. Pretty funny though. Didn't steal anything from you, but you're just like the rest. Well, no need to steal because you didn't have much of it in the first place. Just talking to myself. My job's done. Good night. I don't know anything about Teacher or about him. I wonder why I have this misty feeling. The door's gone. What do we do? I'll leave this to you. Whoops. Pressed all the wrong buttons there, but it's fine. Great. Let's check out the other slide first. Great. Start on the left. What are these? It's a mess. It does kind of look like a mess, not gonna lie. Oh, a piano. Mind if I play for a bit? Go for it. This piano is missing some notes. Perhaps they've been buried or hidden somewhere. Okay. Let's go look for notes, I guess. Or, piano keys. What are these things meant to be? Is that anything there? Oh, I see a friend in the corner. A shard of something. Many names are written here. The names of everyone in the town. One day I'll be carved into this cold rock as well. Teacher told me that people, when they're forgotten, die a second time. Do you know what things you forget first after a person dies? He said that voices go first. I hardly remember any of their voices myself. Do we forget in order to move on from that person's death? Or else... do we stop caring once they're dead? I wonder which one it is. Don't think it's either, really, but, you know. Tree. An apple. Okay. Don't know why I'm saving. It's a mess. It's a mess. Just... I'm not really sure what to do. Can I grab these butterflies? No. Graves have anything on them? Okay, we read that. Can I go back out? No. About the window. Oh! Cool. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. That's a cat, I think. Don't know what that's about. I'm sure it's great. Nothing. Oh, I have to check all the graves? Oh my god. Okay, let's go click on all these graves. Something's buried here. Obtained a note. Yay. This might take a minute. Da 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 da. Oh! I didn't read what that said. Oh, a note. Lovely. Da 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 da. Meow. 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 I'm sorry, I'll stop. Oh, is it really just trial and error? Ugh. Digging for some notes in the graveyard. Buried treasures never been so grim. Don't know why that gravestone shattered like glass. My perception of reality is getting pretty thin. Okay, that's all of them. Play a tune. The notes are back. Give me a moment. Pianos really are nice. They don't make any unnecessary sounds. They do if you kick them. Living people are just megaphones shouting nonsense. Why do you and everyone else go along with my selfish wishes? I see. You're all oddballs, even though you seem dead. You've all experienced loss, so like the dead. Donk. I think I get it. Let us go. You already know, don't you? No, I don't, actually. What? Do you want to hear it again? No, I'm alright, thanks. This is confusing. Oh, there's a lot of slots. Cool. Well, what do we do now? You want to get buried or something? Apple? Oh. I don't particularly like my own name. They reached their hands out to me, but couldn't reach, so they fell to their deaths. I just watched from up high. I could do nothing. But I found it pretty, so I approached. And I fell. But that's fine. Living humans all get dirty. Teacher said he doesn't like his own name either. Teacher's still hiding something. As for what I'll do, I'll leave it to you, Alan. What we're missing, what we want. I know. I know why none of you feel alive to me. When people lose something, they die. I should have eaten the poison apple then. They all died. Every single one. What about you, Alan? Will you eat with me? If you offer me something to eat in this game, I will eat it. Yes, ma'am. I see. Well, if that's your choice. Crunch. Ah, I died. Okay. You know, I thought... You know what? Fair enough. I guess don't eat things in fairy tales. It's not a good idea. It never ends well. I still don't really understand what her story is. Okay, let's just... I will not eat. I see. XXX is something? Yeah, it's something. I feel like it might be like soul or something. Take care of the others. Good night, Alan. Crunch. Obtained a notebook scrap. Lovely. Everyone has the same eyes. I don't know why, but they're dead, all of them. They've long been searching, but they can't find it. But, teacher, you understand, don't you? I can read that. I don't need letters to be able to read. The words for the end are too blood to read? No, they're not. I can read that. Sippy time. don't really know. Was that Snow White? That's the only thing I can think of with poisoned apples, but... Welcome back. All the keys have been returned. Truly stupendous work. What if the number of X does not correlate to the number of letters? That would be annoying. The thing is from the world, well, none this time it seems. And the pages? Oh, it seems there's only one. Well, that's fine. Just means a lot of blank pages. Take a black notebook. Now what will you do? I imagine you're quite tired. A way to wake from the dream. It is not quite a dream, but yes, I can tell you a way. There are two ways to link the world and your world. One of them, well, let's say it wouldn't be an option for you. The other is for an Alice to stab this key into the one they feel is most evil. Here you are. Obtained a key to your world. That's right, I've also unlocked the final door. Which way you go is up to you, Alice. The Alices are unstable in this world, so if they stay long, they'll turn to foam. Sweet dreams. Okay. I'm gonna save here, it feels like important. So I could stab a key into someone. Or I could go into the final door? I don't really understand. Fuck it. Let's go. I hope I'm awake. Who knows? God made the world in 6 days. People forgot X, and the world was scattered. Then God made the world in 200 million days. I talk. My notebook. Did the rules change? Do's and don'ts. Okay, they're the same. Can I get to the bathroom yet? No, not allowed. It's cold. I don't like it, but I do like it because snow is pretty. Will it pile up this year? Last year we had a snowball fight together. But teacher was awful at dodging and everyone hit. It was really fun. Oh, Alan, hello. The weather's nice. The sun was still all nice and warm when you arrived, Alan, but it's gotten so cold already. It helps to hold on to my teddies and warm up. Do you want to borrow one? Chelsea, you're an angel. Alan, you cold? All you got is that jacket. If you're not feeling so hot, you can have mine. Oh, but Teacher's is warm. It's nice and big. If you're interested, why not strip it off him while he's asleep? Can't say what'll happen after that, though. Bruh. Sus. Indeed. Oh. Hello? I come to take a look sometimes, but eventually he came to do all the cleaning, food and such himself. Oh, sorry, you kids help too, don't you? And I don't do anything. When we were in college, he'd never clean anything. He'd have everything scattered, leave the candle lit, and finally just fall asleep in the reference room. You say he's not so different now? Ah, he never learns. But he's a good guy. Very strange, but if I can tell you anything, it's that your teacher's a good guy. Who's this fucker? Phone. You awake, Teach? No. Still a little warm. Don't really know what to do. Oh, there's Teacher. Is that cupboard always there? I think I'm gaslighting myself right now. Why is this the one room the only thing in this whole corridor? Waste of space, you know? Butterfly. We put the butterfly back. Teacher. If you want to play, let's do it tomorrow. I'm sure you're tired too, aren't you, Alice? Good night. Yo, this bitch calling me Alice. Well, I didn't necessarily mean to do that, but into the cupboard we go. Ah. Now what is all this? What? Is there something on my face? You already know what this is, don't you? I have the key to the next room. You want the key? Well, could you bring me a ribbon? A red one would be nice. I'll give you the key for one. Oh, sorry. I was concentrating. Mind playing a little game? I'm getting bored. Well, sure. Glad. Just imitate the sounds of the animals, I tell you. No. It's not embarrassing. I'm the only one looking. Alright, let's go. I'll only say it once. Cat, dog, frog. Meow. Woof. Ribbit. Correct. But there's more. Cow, cat, frog, cat, pig. Moo. Meow. Frog. Cat. Pig. Correct. You're pretty good at those imitations. Gosh, I really enjoyed that. Right, have these. Obtained leg warmers. Let's play again sometime. I don't know what's going on. A feather pen, okay? Okay, well that girl wants a ribbon. Oh, you've got something good. Could you give that to me? Sorry, but it's just so cold. Sure. Thank you. So warm. Can I make one more request of you? I want some warm soup. The ingredients are all in the kitchen. Oh yes, and I want it heated, so there's just a little bit of veggies left. Thanks in advance. What am I, your fucking caretaker? Whoops. I'll make your own soup. I don't know the answer. No pen either. Roly-poly. Okay. Soup. Coffee. Kitchen counter. Smells nice. A pot. It's empty. Filled with various vegetables. Take them. There's a scrap of paper in the basket. Oh, is this my memories, do you think? Bad people should be something killed. Then everyone will be happy. That's what the cat said. Why would something and them do that? And did the cat really say that? I don't even know that for sure. He should just something them. I'm sleepy. Good night. Shrooms. Just gonna ignore that. Boil some veggies. Keep boiling. A little bit more. Vegetables melted. Okay. A successful soup. Yay! Soup success. Have a soup. Nope, you're not the soup person. Who wanted the soup? Who wanted the soup? Who wanted soup? Oh, you made me soup. Thank you. I'll be having this. The soup has no flavour. No, that's fine. It warmed me up. Yes, thanks. Yes, this. Take a pen. So you see the vegetables melted. That was a long cooking time if the vegetables melted. I wasn't gonna, like, question it, but, you know. I just bought a new pen, so I don't need that one anymore. Okay. You wanted the pen. Here you go. You have a pen? Whew, thank goodness. No, thank goodness. See, I can't figure out this problem. It's not like I have to solve it, but it'd be lowered off, you know? So there's this type of cat. They're very strange cats. After 10 days, they get pregnant, and in 18 more, they'll have kittens. In 10 more days, they're pregnant again. At first, they have 2 kittens. 1 male, 1 female, equally divided. Next time, they have 4, then 6. And the kittens, after 40 days, become adults capable of pregnancy. And we have one of these strange cats right here. She's white and cute and fluffy. If I keep her for 1 year, how many will I have in the end? That's the question. Could you tell me if you get it? I'll do my best to figure it out too. I'm not fucking working this shit out. You kidding me? Do I have to? Nah, if she makes me do this, I'm looking it up. That's math. That shit is math. We'll have 1 cat. There is 1 cat. I do not think this is true, but I will answer 1. Wait a moment. Oh, you're right. Hey, you're right. What? Only 1? Why? Oh, that's right. She wouldn't get pregnant with it. Oh. I thought the pregnancy was magical. So. I feel kind of let down by myself, mostly. No, it's fine. Thank you. I feel much better now. Thanks, Yumi. Well, I'd like to reward you. How about this? Do you want this? It's absolutely fine. You can take it if you like. Tender red ribbon. Will you put it on? Should I put it on for you? Just kidding. I know that my older sister asked for this. Quite the messenger boy, aren't we? I also did not think it was using real-life logic. It didn't say that it had to have another cat for it to get pregnant. It just said it gets pregnant. I assumed it was automatic, you know? Like they were just churning them out with no logic, but... Oh, wonderful, you brought one. Thanks. I always lose my ribbons right away. Here's the key as promised. Take the passage key. I've nothing else for you. This, you want it? It's not very useful for notes. My pen won't write on it. Take the notebook scrap. Bugs flew all around me. I walked along the ground. A chair talked. I was surprised. A cat saw it and laughed like a fool. Everything got strange once I opened the door. But I don't know which one is strange. Is it me? Or is it this world? I just don't know. I don't know anything. Damn. Me neither. Don't know who that is. Let's save the game. Is that teacher? Hello, cat. No, thank you. Who? No, you don't need to say it, because neither do I. Are you lost? I see. Well, so am I. I've searched all over this place, but I can't find it. Do you mind if I come with you? Alright, thanks. Maybe with someone else I might find something different. I need to borrow the passage key again. Let's go to the director. Let's go to the director. Me? Right. Well, call me what you like. I hate my name. Anyway, nice to meet you. Hi, dude. I'm assuming that's teacher. Kinda looks like him. It's locked. Most of the doors and passages here have locks. Maybe if we ask the director we can borrow the key. The director's room is over to the right. My key's only for going outside, and it's my world key, so we can't use it. Okay. A calendar. What day of the week were you born? You don't know? Well then, tell me the date. Sunday, the Sabbath day. Excellent. Me? I was born Wednesday. Not many people believe in this sort of thing, but I do. Maybe it runs in the family, given my mum and dad. I was born on a Thursday, I think, if anyone was curious. But little Mother Goose. Monday's child is fair of face. Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go. Friday's child is loving and giving. Saturday's child works hard for a living. And the child that is born on the Sabbath day is bonny and blithe and good and gay. Damn, this bitch gay? Good for him. Good for him. There's a book titled About People. Are you interested in that kind of thing? It's impossible for anyone to know a person, unless you are them. The cat told me that. But when someone beside you first looks at you, a new self is born, isn't it? It's tricky. I can't fully understand it, but I'm not bothered by that. People have a bad habit of trying to know things they shouldn't. Variety of books. That's probably the director. Let's check this room first. Be careful, it's cracked. Sorry, my hand's cold, isn't it? I'm sure it's because I don't know warmth. It's probably because you don't have enough vitamins, my friend. You're so kind. Now I realize. Only now. Much too late. Your hands are warm. I don't know what he's talking about. You gotta hold cold hands, get some gloves, my friend. Good day. Mr. Director, I want to go into the middle room. Could I borrow the key? Didn't you borrow it earlier? I mean, it's fine, but make sure to return it. Huh. But only if you can solve my riddle, of course. If there were 3 of me, I'd be able to eat 3 apples in 3 minutes. Oh god. If there were 100 apples and 100 of me, how many minutes would it take to eat them all? Solve that and I'll give you the key, but you only get 3 shots. Mr. Director, only 3, no more, no less. Tell me once you have it. Huh, you got weird all of a sudden. I know why, though. Alright, think it over carefully. I'm not the one being asked you think about it. It's 3, isn't it? One person eats an apple in 3 minutes. Rip. 3. I'm a genius. I know how it goes. Correct. Alright, check the far right bookshelf. You have to listen to what the heart says. If you don't, your heart will attack you. Sure. You know what? Sure. At this point, I'll just agree. It's one piece of paper. Yoink. Question 2. It took 3 of me 3 minutes to eat 3 apples. Now, what's the minimum number of me it takes to eat 100 apples in 100 minutes? Oh, good lord. Hang on. In 100 minutes? That's how cardiac arrest works. Hang on. If one apple takes 3 minutes to eat. Hang on. I'm getting my calculator out. I have dyscalculia. You're not allowed to make fun of me for having to use my calculator for math. So, 100 divided by 3 is 33. I don't know what this means. I don't know what part of the equation this gets me to. Pesky heart, we don't have time for this. I'll leave this to you. Looking closer, there's another paper. Take the notebook scrap. The ant told me that the frog is bad. The frog told me that the cat's bad. The cat told me no, the rabbit's the worst of them all. So I something to them. Came back and suddenly the game makes sense for once. You think this makes sense? Question 2. It took 3 of me 3 minutes to eat 3 apples. Now what's the minimum number of me it takes to eat 100 apples in 100 minutes? Get only 3 shots. I'm just going to put 33 in? Well, no, it would be 34, because... Wrong. Takes one person 3 minutes to eat 1 apples. Takes 6 minutes to eat 6. 9 minutes for 9. What's it about my counting? It sounds familiar. Yeah, well, surely it wouldn't resemble anyone's but mine. Hang on, I'm gonna save. Whoops. 1. Well, I'll try 1. I'm not sure it is, but... No, I don't think it is. 9 minutes for 9. For 100 apples? In 100 minutes. I don't get it. This is embarrassing. I hate when they give me math-based questions. The first one was easy. Am I allowed to look it up? I can't. I'm looking it up. I'm not going to ask. I have dyscalculia. There's nothing I can do about that. Yeah, just look it up. I'm doing it. I'm not going to spend literally an hour trying to figure that out. Oh, this is an ending bit, so I have to go into the ending section, apparently. No, it isn't. Never mind. I've been lied to. Okay, apparently it's 4. Yep. Thanks, dude. Good, we got it. That surprised me. No, it's nothing. You shut the fuck up. I did my best. You're not allowed to ask me math questions, it's cheating. Oh. You good? Cold? Okay. Him? Yeah, he was a great guy. Really. I was telling him I'd go visit him tomorrow, but it seems like he was troubled. He was dead when I got here. I'm so scared. Who found him first? The person next to me, but he hasn't said a word. This seems complicated. I don't even care about that guy. I'm more concerned we're not being able to play outside until this is settled. Calm down, calm down. This person seems to know something. Excuse me, could we talk? He seems to be deaf. Do you know sign language? I do in real life, but probably not helpful here. I see that's a problem. How else can we talk to someone who's deaf? By writing it down. Lots of hard work and charts. These are mine. It's probably too much for you still. I did all kinds of research. A long time ago, that is. I was praised for it and even won awards. I don't do that anymore. It's not really because I got tired of it. Well, I guess it's also true I'm not good being around lots of people. But really, white couldn't be any less appropriate for me. I don't understand what he means. Okay. It's not lit. Could be lit. You don't know this? It's a map of the world. The world is so big. Plus, in different places, they eat different things and speak differently. If you're interested too, maybe I could take you around the world. Book. This chat is lit. Woo! Welcome back, Yumi. What do I do about this? Okay. Does anybody have a piece of paper? You all say the same thing you did before. You want shards? Well, with writing, right? What else do you want me to do? 4 bars of connection, woo! Let's go! That's at least enough to look at an image. Anything more than that's kind of stretching it, though. Okay, I don't think there's anything here. Is there anything else we can do to communicate? I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Yo, you know the dead guy? I don't think he's really bothered about the dead guy. Use Morse code? I'm trying to press it quietly, I'm sorry. So lit Twitch just crashed, oh no. Too lit, a bit too lit. Too lit for Twitch. Is there anything over here we could use? Oh, here we go. I see, with a paper and pen, I guess we can write things to each other. Oh, what is it? A pen? Sure, I don't need it anymore. I don't have any paper, one of my sisters might. What to do? Let's get the paper from somewhere else. Okay, I knew it was going to be that, I just didn't know where to get it. 2XXXX for Twitch, true. Paper? Yes, certainly. I just have this writing paper. Oh my, it's you. I'm looking forward to your book being completed, you know. This again. Oh well, thank you very much. Write your book, bitch. Let's go. Hold on. Can't find the clown emoji. Do you know anything about what's going on? This isn't the language they speak here. I'll be fine. You only know the one language, right? Yes, I haven't taught you. It's too soon for your children to do that kind of study. It is, teacher. I knew it. I'm so smart. I'll give it a shot. Give me some time. Dot, 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 dot. Alright, here we go. There was a detective who talked to each person here, but suddenly the lights went out and his throat was slit. Seems he had poor hearing. Before he died, there were 5 people in the room, the same ones here now. We call them A, B, C, D, and E. They were asked what they were doing before the murder. Oh god, hang on. Let me take a photo of each response. It won't tell me again, so I have to remember it. A. I was doing some reading here, then it suddenly went dark and I dozed off. I didn't know he was dead until I woke. He was murdered, really. He wasn't a bad guy though, to stab him with a knife like that. I just want to play outside. I was just here for some tools, I don't know anything about him. Calm down, I can't believe he was dragged here. Those footprints are big, so it must have been a man. Yeah, I was here, but then I left right away. He wasn't even here then. I know the answer, but you have to answer it. It has to be someone else who interferes with the heart. There are 2 culprits, good luck. Okay, hang on. I was doing some reading here. It suddenly went dark and dozed. Who's got discrepancies in their story? Was murdered, really? He wasn't stabbed, so maybe B. His throat was slit, right? Okay, that makes sense. He wasn't dragged here. He was here already, right? So maybe C and D? Yeah, I was here, but then I left right away. That could also be it. So I'm gonna say C and D? No. Probably get 3 chances again. So what about D and E, maybe? No. I think E, because he said the people were here when he died. Okay. Let me try C and E then. Did I try that already? I don't think I did. C and E. No, that's the 3rd time. Okay, now we die. Okay. A seems fine. That's normal. Wait, B was the one that I was sus about, right? Not C. Sorry. So it's B. Let's try B and D. Okay, it is B and D. I was putting C instead of B. BSS, how do you know that he was stabbed with a knife? Well, he was knifed and everybody knew that, I think. But it was because his throat was slit, not because he was stabbed. That's the sus. Because I said at the start. I think the 3 thing is like, it references that thing in the center where it was like, you can know a man's heart twice, but not 3 times, because if 3 times then fuck you or something. Hell, am I delayed? Maybe a little bit. The chat's always a little bit delayed though, so. Right, I explained it and he seems to understand it. It should be fine now. Killing a person. What an awful thing to do. Let's go. Don't care anymore. Let's poke the body with a stick. It's fine. I want to see if they say anything about it. No, they don't. Are you going? Yeah, let's go. Why not? Ah, this is ominous. Hey, it's like my dream. And well, SMP. You know? Cold. There's a novel here. A strange book, isn't it? But lots of people have read it. I wrote it, but the name is my friend's. Yes, I hate it. I know I've told you that again and again. The name itself is great. My teacher gave it to me. But I hate myself so much for not living up to the name. Damn. Did you answer? Yeah, it was B and E, I think. It's blotted out and unreadable. This is where we part. This is my world. This door leads to my current world. It's very tiny, and still restricted. Oh wait. Who killed the man? It was B and E or something, I can't remember. It's open. I don't think it was relevant to anything, by the way. Why did it come to this? You're smart, so perhaps you know. If you know the answer, tell me, Alan. To obtain the shard of XXX. Mother, father, I have to go. There's a diary. I'm gonna read it. I bought a house. Well, but it was formerly a facility. It's much too big for me. I can see myself getting lost easily. I'm indebted to Cliff once again. I should really thank him later. Today I met a girl. A few days ago, she was found near a house that burned down, and seems to be the daughter. She insists there's someone other than her. She seems to have another personality, so I gave her double the furniture and such. I wasn't sure what to do, but at any rate, I found a research subject this way. She's now in my care. No symptoms at the moment. I met a second girl. I received a letter 3 days ago that had all the particulars. Perhaps because of what she's been through, she's much less cheery. She's reluctant to talk with me. She enjoyed talking with the other girl, albeit not for long. It may be slow, but I'll try to get her talking to me. No symptoms at the moment. Don't think we're here for the story anymore. We need to know what XXX is. True. The third. I met a boy. I was surprised, but given his mother, I decided to take him in. He talks plenty, but he is illogical. He was a little awkward with the two girls, but they're playing together a few days later. Today he kept cutting frogs on my head. He's a bit too mischievous. No symptoms at the moment. Met the fourth, a girl. She walked from a town in the woods. I talked with her, and she told me about a mysterious illness. Evidently it wiped out her town. Did she have a resistance to it? I'm a little interested, but it's unrelated. She doesn't want to talk about it that much. It's hard to talk with others. It's hard to talk with her. She doesn't talk with the others, just playing piano in her room. No symptoms at the moment. All the children have the potential to break out, but still no symptoms. But are there even symptoms? How did it go back then? I'm getting a headache. I'll stop for now. A few pages are ripped out. Let me have a sippy. It's all this talking doing my throat in. I met a fifth child. He was outside when the incident happened. They say the shock caused memory loss. At a glance, I was surprised. It's just a hunch, but he must be on the verge. I'll watch him very carefully. That's me. 2 seasons have passed since then. What have I been doing? I feel like my chest is burning. I see the scene in my mind again. This must mean... yes. Very soon. It must be over soon. My head hurts. I'm sorry, Fiona. There's a scrap of paper in the back. Contained a notebook scrap. When I came to, it was my usual world. She's still sleeping today. I somethinged lots of people, but I was never somethinged. Why is that? Should I have been somethinged more? But there's no bad people left. There's only good people around me. The cat says only bad people can something. Which is right. I don't know. I don't know a thing. I just keep trying to something people so I can be somethinged. Anything else here? I like that diary was conveniently in the first shelf I went to. Small notebook. Victims of nightmare syndrome continue to increase. I'm glad they found some good food, but They're up to something in our world to drag people into the world. Parents suddenly being violent to children, abandoning them, forsaking them. Must be the rabbit's power. The cat must be up to something too. What did he tell me back then? I only took one thing from you. Was it really only one? Can a person be so easily ruined by having one thing taken? Is the cat lying? I don't have a clue. There's no time, no time. No time. The door. That's how the XXX is fart. Yeah, it's just a poop joke the whole time. Okay, interesting. That's too many bugs. Yo, okay, I can't check things. Alan! If you're here then... No, the cat can't be trusted. You really are proficient at breaking promises. It's quite troubling. That key. It looks sharp. Give that to teacher, would you? Right away. Now. I don't trust this bitch. This is mine. Very well. This might hurt a little. I'm sorry. Hey. What? Does it even hurt? Now it can end. This awful dream. Yes, it's the end. Will you hear my story? This isn't my first time in the world. I've been here before. Nightmare syndrome. As an avid reader, I'm sure you've heard of it at least once. It's a disease that keeps one from waking and takes their soul. The cause is said to be unknown, but I believe it emerges in children whose hearts are in darkness. Have you noticed? I took in hurt children with nowhere to go, helped them, and let them live with me. But secretly I observed and studied them as children who might acquire the sickness. I must have upset you. I'm sorry. I want to destroy this world, and these dreams, whatever it takes. I lost someone important to me right before my eyes in this world. Ever since then I've thought of nothing else. It was my selfishness. So when you arrived I was very surprised. Maybe because you reminded me of myself from back then. I thought, if I made you unhappy, I thought you'd inquire it, but I couldn't do that. Soon my door opened. I should have come alone. The rest of you were taken in as well, and the entrance grew bigger as a result. I tried various things, but nothing worked. Alan, though you opened the door, you did nothing wrong. It's all my fault. There. It's okay. This is my dream. My world. Cancelling dream because he killed children. I hid too much of my weakness. Before I knew it, I was drowning and more than I could manage. So I have to end it. For her as well. I'm not very smart. She often told me so. I researched long, but I guess it was all for naught. Take this. Tender locket. Couldn't give you what you wanted most, because I was never given it. I don't even know what it's like. I'm sorry. If you have nothing, then you should make something. You have wonderful friends all around you. Just take it slow. You're smart, Ellen, and you'll be fine. Right, I'm an adult allegedly, so they won't eat me. I'll figure something out. There's a number for a man named Cliff on my desk. Say my name and he'll come help you. He's my one and only friend. He's very kind. You'll be fine. What? Please forget about me. Then no one will have to come here again. Good night, Alan. And the notebook scrap. Yay! Why wasn't I somethinged? I thought I could something then, but I simply wasn't able to do it. Because I didn't know how to something. What will I do now? I've lost everything. I have nothing. Oh, I'm so sleepy. Something me. Someone please something me. Dong. I don't know what's going on, but... yeah. Okay. Hey, You good? Nope. Okay. Hey, Chelsea, you good? Nope. Okay. Hey, Josh, you good? Nope, you okay. Hey, Stella, you good? Nope, you okay. Everyone's doing great, guys. Lucid dreaming and true. Oh, the butterflies are gone. They just all had really bad sleep paralysis. Don't know what's going on, but yeah. It's locked. I want to know what's in there. We haven't been in there, have we? Well, let's go to the big man's desk, I guess. Is it bad? Sorry, I can't do anything about that. Oh. No response. Look at his face. Teacher. Good night, teacher. Yo, he died. I guess. Oh, credits. Okay. I don't get it. I guess teacher died. So, excuse me, I'm a little sleepy. This nightmare syndrome was keeping people stuck in their dreams, I guess? And, teacher died so that... I don't know why. I guess he thought that would stop it working? I'm pretty sure this game has multiple endings, so I may see if I can't look at some of the endings. Are you ready? For what? Oh, there we go. For once, I also don't get it. Music's nice though. This game has some nice music. Excuse me, what time is it? Oh. Just vibe to this tune for a bit. Put me to sleep, it will. Then I'll be stuck in my dreams. Who knew? There's multiple endings. This is the ending you got, but you never got any others. And good night. Huh. Interesting. Okay, well that's the end of Alicemare, I guess. Let me look at VG Person's walkthrough, because obviously it's VG Person's. So there's it looks like there's an ending from each of the people. Saying you keep trying for other endings and 8 years past and you haven't. Okay. Oh, okay. Recipient of love. Collect all 9 shards of X throughout the game. After the final world, open teacher's notebook using his name. Hinted at nearby. So we never know the mystery of eggs. Okay, I think I got all the shards. XXX is pissed. I pissed on them all. I think I got all the shards, so we might be able to kind of get this recipient of love ending. It's the last one listed, so it might be interesting. Should we try that? I won't go for all of them because I don't really have time for that. but it looks to be doing the same thing, except I do something else right at the end instead of going to his bed. Yeah, you can have the key. Go on. Go on then, boy. Refresh and still super delayed. Still super delayed. Yeah, it probably is a bit. Probably because it went down once. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. So you'll just have to cope. Wait, what did the locket do? Okay. Bong. Oh yeah, we get to experience the sound effect again. Okay. Can I do anything with the locket? Teacher's locket pendant. No, I can't do anything with it. Can I open that up? No. Oh, I forgot I have to click through doors. Okay, so I think I just do the same thing, except I go to his notebook instead of his, bed. His corpse. Variety of books. Variety of books, variety of books, variety of books, variety of books. Okay. Picture and a note from teacher's locker. It's the boy from earlier and a girl who resembles him, and this note. I'm in beverage, but not in rink. I'm in hurt, but not in pin. I'm in 5, is that? I don't know, no, 5 is just V. I don't know what that is. Oh, I don't, probably just Twitch. There's nothing going wrong on my end, so it's probably just Twitch. Wait. Oh, okay, so beverage... Wait. It just reloaded or something, so I don't know what happened there. Maybe it's undelayed again, I don't know. Beverage could be drink, so but not in rink, so it could be D. Hurt, but not in pin. Maybe A for pain. So DA. Is that 15? Or 16? I don't know what VII... I'm gonna Google what VII means. Because I don't know Roman numerals. And I don't want to be here for ages trying to figure out what it is. Oh, that's 7. Allegedly. So... V... Dav... Drizzle but not in rain... Ran. Rain. David? Card but not in car... David! Is that his name? Am I correct? Am I a genius? From a necklace. Oh, that's the controls again. A diary. Read. David. 7 Roman numerals 7. Yeah, I just googled it, it's fine. David. I returned to... I got it right, I'm a genius. I've returned to my own world. Fiona stabbed herself with a knife. Was it Fiona who had that dream? Then I must be dreaming too. No, I don't want to lose her, to sacrifice her. Fiona is still sleeping. The demon will eat her soul. Yikes, there's not much time left. With all my teachers given me, I can go to school now. I'm rather reluctant to. I got involved with one particularly annoying person. He's named Cliff. I don't want anything to do with him. I pray he can let me have some peace. That evening, Fiona's soul was lost. I wasn't in time. Now what am I going to do? I played with Cliff again today. He told me some interesting things. I was wondering how it would go when he dragged me out. He's a good person, very good. So... Teacher is retiring tomorrow. Seems she's having a child. I'm going overseas. I'm anxious, but Cliff will be there with me, so I should be fine. Apparently my novel ran a big prize. Cliff submitted it somewhere. I got in a little fight with him over it. I told him if it were going to be popular, I'd use his name, then went to my room. I don't have any interest in that. I've been having the same dream lately. A dream of that day. Is she angry, or is she suffering? I have to destroy that dream quickly. There might be another like her, or like me. Just what is XXXX? Maybe I do know. Please tell us if you do. Suppose first I'll repair our friendship. How many years has it been since I said I'm sorry? Okay, well that's that ending. Didn't really explain anything, but I get the impression this is probably one of the like true endings, I guess, because you have to get all the shards of that thing to get it. Apparently, since it's called Recipient of Love, do you think XXXX is love? I don't know. I don't know. I don't necessarily think I understand exactly what happened. Was Cliff the faceless blonde guy we saw earlier? I wonder. Skipped, you missed the entire part. Oh, I'm sorry. Hopefully the VOD will be alright. Yeah, that's probably the only other ending we'll do, because I think the other ones are just for each individual character, and I think we'd have to go back and change things. What about calling Cliff? I don't think I actually have the option to do that, so I assume it just happens after the ending. Alicemare. Hey, that's my mouse. I'm sorry, I can't fix it. I don't know how to fix it. I feel like it was love. Yeah, I'm thinking back on like certain things they were talking about. Oh, hello. Good morning, teacher. Look, another one came today. We're gonna run out of places to put them. Letty's the same as ever, always eager to play. Chelsea's slowly starting to talk to others. She's very good at cooking as well. Joshua told me he found someone he likes. Stella always looks weary of our antics, but she seems to be having fun. Mr. Cliff and the others who look after us are all very nice people. There's no way we could forget. We'll always think of you as our teacher. So we'll destroy the dream and save you. We absolutely will. There's a very low chance of success, but we're looking for a way. Until then, we'll keep sending it. That thing which you said you didn't know. Until then, good night, teacher. Yeah, see, the sending is called Recipient of Love, and they were talking about sending the thing that he said he didn't know. I feel like it's love. I'm saying it's love. That's my stance. Well, that was Alicemare. In my memory, I feel like I remember it also meant something related to death, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I might go look through like VG Person's like translation notes and stuff and see if there's anything in there and stuff. Because I feel like that's probably the best resource. Or maybe, I don't know, like, there might be a wiki or something. But we probably won't play the rest of the endings just because I don't really have time for that today. Wake, maybe? Maybe. I think it could also fit as killed. Or kill, sorry. But that wouldn't make sense in other dialogue. I don't know, thinking back on it, I think the only word that makes sense in my head for it is love. But I don't know. That's not stupid, I feel like it could be that. I feel like it could be a lot of things. Maybe it's up to the individual, but I'm gonna say it's love. That's my opinion. That's my take. That was a cool game. Even though I didn't think I really understood it, it was cool. The like art style is really, really great. I love that art style. I feel like a lot of the puzzles were just puzzles for puzzles, but that's the case with like most RPG Maker games, so I'm not like mad about it. I'm really sorry about the buffer. I don't know how to fix it. It all looks normal on my end, so it's probably just a Twitch problem. I don't know why I get so many technical issues. It's only been this week. Well, I've had a few before, but I think it's a Twitch thing, sadly. Buffer syndrome. Killed was the other. Yeah, Killed also I feel like it fits, but I don't know. At the end, maybe it just means different things every time. It's just a different word every time it does it. Hang on, let's switch to this. Hello. Well, I enjoyed it, even if I didn't necessarily understand it. I'll probably go like read up on the wiki and stuff and see what other people have to say about it. But it was a very cool game. I liked a lot of it. There was too many math puzzles for my normal enjoyment, but you know, that's just me. But it was cool. The art style was really cool, and the music was cool. I'm not sure if they made the music. I feel like I recognize some of it. It was like Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies and stuff. But it was cool either way. What was the meaning? Fuck if I know. Could be anything at this point. But you know what? Interpret it whatever way you prefer, you know? I don't know, I'll probably go watch someone else do the other endings and, you know, because I don't want to do them myself, because I feel like it would take too long, but I'll go watch someone else do it and try to figure it out myself, I suppose. But order it yourself if you want, you know? But it was cool. It was a cool game. It's a game that I've been wanting to play for like a long time. It's been on my like potential game list for a while, and I'm glad I finally got around to doing it. For RPG Maker month. I feel like there'll be a lot of games this month where I say that for. Aside from the games I've already played, but you know what? That's fine, isn't it? I guess sometimes you just don't understand the meaning of things. Ain't that just life? Ain't that just life? But either way, cool game. Pissed a lot of people, but never been pissed myself. If you want to interpret it as piss, live your best life, my friend. Could be pissed, we'd never know. We really never know. Pissed on or off? Could be anything. We have no answers, so we make our own. I'm pissed off at the buffer. I don't know why it's like that. I'm sorry. I'm very sleepy. Also, I'm gonna probably get off and go to bed in a second. I'm not sure if you're saying that it is on or that you'd rather be pissed on. Quick all potential 4-letter words. Leaf. train. I'm not good at four-letter words. I have the vocabulary of like a 3-year-old. Could be fuck. Could be fuck. Be probably not very good if it was though. Taped. Nope, that doesn't work. Lick. Oh my gosh. Heck. Don't know if heck works, but you know what? To each their own. Well, that was Alicemare. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me, guys. Bunk. Fun game. Glad I played it. Very cool art. I know Miyoshi has made a couple other games. I actually have them all because I bought the whole pack. It was cheaper to do that way. I don't know if we'll play any of them. We might. There's at least one game on the list. There's 3, I think, including Alicemare. There's Light and One Bit Hard. I don't know much about them, but maybe we'll have a look at those. I don't know. We'll see. And I'm gonna have to look into like what Vocaloid songs Miwashiba did the art for, because that's definitely such a familiar art style to me. I won't talk about the whole time, but like that is the classic Vocaloid art style. I gotta go find out what other arts they did. No delay now, the game is gone. You know what, maybe it was the game. Maybe every RPG Maker game is cursed to stream. I don't know. But you know what? Maybe that's just the way. I'm hoping we won't have as many problems for the rest of this month, but maybe we will. Maybe we will. It's back? Okay. You know what? I'm gonna end before it gets any worse. Alright, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. It's Thursday, so I'll be back on Saturday for WebSMP. Maybe tournament this week, I don't know, maybe. We'll see if anyone actually responds to me in the Discord. Maybe not, I don't know. We'll see. If not, we'll probably work on Yumi's thing again. But we'll be back on Tuesday again, and I'll see if Theo's available. We may do Finding Paradise, which should be cool. To the name wasn't cursed. Oh, it was. I don't know if you saw the setup section, but oh boy, it was not good. I think it took a full 30 minutes for us to be able to actually set up the game to be viewed on screen. It was not ideal. Yeah, probably Finding Paradise on Tuesday, unless Theo's not available, in which case something else. Don't know what, we'll find out. But I'll see y'all on Saturday. So thanks for hanging out. If you haven't followed already, give us a follow. Doing RPG Maker games all this month, except Saturdays. See you later indeed. Bye everybody. No raid, because the buffer is too fucked up. I don't really want to deal with that. Bye. Bye everyone. Doing all the hards. I'm giving it some time so everyone can actually catch up before I end. Alright, bye.